a question that you have been means I have been given by mail ID. I have been given mail ID. So if I join with my just the join PD, so how you are going to keep track that I have joined?
How I am going to keep track, is it? So your mail ID will be like
Basically, it
your
is
name
saying
only, right?
yeah, I will join with my name only, but
See
there is
what?
no Google login or anything like that in join PD.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how
There
you
will
are
not be
going
any
to keep
Google
track?
login.
Yes.
See how we will track is uh, we will take. See, we have 100 students only, right? Out of 3,000 students who are in mathematics one course,
Okay.
only 100 people or 150 people are going to join. So when
Hmm.
that we will use this data if you have when you are in a very critical position. Okay, it's like your score is, if your quiz scores are very low and you are not able to qualify properly and you have submitted
Hmm.
only 2 or 3 assignments, then you can mail us
Hmm.
saying that this and this problem, but I attended this particular call with us, I answered in this is my mail ID through which I answered my questions, and we will check it. If that is true, we will take a look in we will take a look at your problem.
No, for example, like if I join with my mail ID, which is given by IITM, so if I join, then you got an attendance that I have attended this session. So how you are going to do this, the same thing is with join PD?
uh, uh, See, that much in particular things I don't know. That is, you should ask management, I guess.
Sir,
So
let's
Sir, can
continue,
you
with
sir. We
tell
are
me?
losing lot of time. Can you please give us the code and
Isn't
let
the
us start?
Please
attendance on the
continue this.
joinpd.com
Yes,
unnecessary
sir.
actually?
yeah,
It's already 7 minutes past.
Sir, we just have a request
hmm.
for the math department to create a Telegram group and forward the links to us, because at times Google Calendar doesn't open up. In fact, after I signed up for IITM, one of my accounts has been hacked, and that has created a lot of trouble. So if we can have a Telegram group where we can access the links at the time of the call when we are at work, that would be really helpful, sir, and we'd be really
Telegram.
obliged.
Is it? So
Yes,
you guys are
in
going to get
fact,
a WhatsApp
we would be
notification.
happy if there are groups for every individual course.
Like CT has a group, sir, so they update.
Yeah, yeah.
We have also
See.
requested them to add links, because at times सर कैलेंडर नहीं खुलता है ऑफिस में, कैलेंडर घर वाले लैपटॉप पे होता है, और अगर वहां पे लिंक नहीं होता तो ज्वाइन करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है.
Okay,
हाँ
okay.
सर, एक तो फोन में
We
भी
will try
काम
to
नहीं
look
करता
into
है
this.
अच्छे से.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is the code. Just go to this joinpd.com and type this code KKNZPV. Okay. Looks like 65 students have already joined.
Sir.
Yeah.
Joinpd.com.
Yeah, I can see. See, please be on mute, everyone.
Sorry,
If you
sorry,
have
sir.
any doubt, then raise your hand or then unmute yourself. Then clear your doubt. Okay. If you unmute yourself directly, or if you talk in between among you, it will create a disturbance to you, to me, and all the other participants in this.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it is shown that graded assignment practice session. Graded assignments, we haven't got the score yet, right? So we can't discuss it, right?
No. This is like, it's like graded assignment. It's not like graded assignment. Okay, you are going word to word translation.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
it's
sir.
not
What
like
to
word to word translation. Graded assignment practice session. It's actually like, so we are going to take our main agenda is we are going to take some questions which are replica of graded assignment. So
Okay,
it will not
something
be the type.
that are similar to graded assignment.
Yeah, that are very
Not
similar.
exactly same.
Yeah, not exactly same. That are similar to graded assignment questions, and you guys will solve with me today,
Okay,
and
sir.
we will solve together and
Yes,
try
sir.
to answer many questions,
Yes, sir.
5 or 6 questions. This might help you to solve original graded assignment, actual graded assignment.
Okay,
And the
sir. Okay,
main
sir.
agenda of this session is for the people who are unable to solve graded assignment questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay,
Hmm.
clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let us move
Excuse
forward.
me, sir.
Hmm. Okay, see, the thing is, any other doubts? Any?
Sir, I am unable to join this joinpd.com, sir.
See, it's not like see, you are using laptop or
Yes, sir. I'm using laptop. When I put joinpd.com, it is showing me uh, like it's showing me related searches, training certification, DC government, Amazon. It's showing me like that. Could someone send me the link in the chat?
yeah. See, many people have posted it in the chat box. You can just go to the chat box.
Sir, discuss in class.
You can
Okay.
open incognito and type it. The cache problem would not be there.
Okay. So yeah, I would like to request again. So pehla maybe 15 minutes. Try to keep calm. Listen what I am saying. Then the first question which we will see on the screen, then we will discuss. Okay. Till then, any other doubts, just leave it. So you are in the session now. This 2 hours should be productive to you. It's not like wastage for many of the people. Correct? Hope you guys understand the situation and follow it. That's it. Thanks. So yeah, what are we going to do is today we are going to solve few questions. Each question will be shown in a slide. So once the question pops up on the screen, you have to solve it. If you are unable to solve it, try solving it. Give some time. So I will give you some 5 to 10 minutes depending upon the difficulty level. So once you are done, please enter your answer in this joinpd.com. You no need to submit. You just have to enter the answer. It will directly take the response. Okay. Later we will discuss the solution. So I will discuss, or you guys, I will give you chance to discuss. So anything will happen, and at last after the question discussion, we will take the questions and discussion. Will happen. Okay. And these
Sir,
are some
am I
examples.
audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, actually your voice is too low. Can you?
Yes, sir.
Is
Can
it
you increase your voice?
No, sir, your voice is correct.
okay? Try to increase your volume. See, few people are saying my voice is okay. See, I
It's
am
full now. Now this
The
is
voice
okay.
is loud and clear.
Previously
वॉइस
that
इज
was
क्लियर सर
सर
okay.
सर जब हम आपकी वॉइस को फुल कर रहे हैं तो बाकी लोगों की भी वॉइस फुल हो रही है तब प्रॉब्लम हो रही है
Okay.
Folks, I request you to use headphones. Then it would be fine. And then please increase your volume. And we are already getting late. I request all of you to cooperate. And then, sir, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Thanks. So I'm muting everyone. If you have doubt, then only please unmute. Okay. So these are some example screenshots. So if you are using laptop, the screen will look just like the left side of the portion. And if you are using mobile phone, the screen will look like the right side of the portion. So you can answer the questions. So it is circled with red. You can see if you are using laptop, that is the portion for Arsenal. And if you are using mobile, it will be on the right bottom. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to start with a small quotation which gives you much more motivation to study mathematics, I hope. So this says that when you go down deep enough into anything, you will find mathematics. Okay. If I wanted to summarize why we should study mathematics in one line, so this is a line I will give to each and every one. So you need mathematics daily. If you want to live in this society, you need mathematics. That is what I can say. So this was also said by Charles Richter. So he's a great mathematician. He's also a professor of some foreign university. Fine. So we are ready now. So let us take some test problem before going into original problem. So this is just the test problem, just to test how joinpd.com is working. Okay. The question is 0 included in the set of natural numbers in this particular course? Okay. Yeah. People who are in joinpd.com, try answering this. So if you are able to answer, then that is how you should answer in the next coming questions also. So
How
yeah,
to submit the answer, sir?
no need to submit. Just enter the answer. We will get like this. So yeah. So many of you are agreeing. Yeah, here it is yes. So I can see some no also. Okay, let me clear this. In this particular course, we are including 0 into the natural number set. Okay. Okay, then let us move to the very first question. We will start with easy and later we will look at the difficult question. Okay. So below is a list of real numbers. So first real number is like 2 power 1 by 3, and the second one is root 8 plus root 2 times root 8 minus root 2, and the third one is 4.879523, and the fourth one is root 2 by root 3, root 8 minus 2 by root 2 minus 1, and minus root 48 by root 27. What I want is how many rational numbers are there in the given list. So we have given some 6 real numbers. You have to find how many rational numbers are there in this given list. So I will give you some 3 to 5 minutes. And please don't put your answers in Zoom chat box. Just join this
Sir,
joinpd.com
आपकी
and
आवाज
enter your answer, and do not discuss the solution until we discuss.
Sir, we have to only put how many numbers, not state which one.
No. Just enter the number of
Okay.
rational numbers. How many rational numbers? Okay, those who are joining now, just join this joinpd.com, open the new tab, just type joinpd.com and enter this code which you are seeing on the right top. KKNZPD. And there you can answer. Please do not answer in the chat box, Zoom chat box.
So, hello. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in this two is like power 1 upon or
Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, now please unmute.
sir, this 2 to the power
Why
1.
am I getting echo? Are you using
Yes, sir.
two laptops at a time or two phones at a time?
Yes.
At least mute some one of the system.
Hello. So now, okay, sir.
Yeah, now okay.
So what I'm asking is this 2 is to the power 1 upon 3, or it is like if we simplify 7 upon 3 is there?
No. It's like 2 to the power 1 by 3.
Okay.
Okay. Done. I can see some 147 responses, and I hope I have given enough time to solve this. Yeah. So many of you are saying done. Okay. Let us see what you guys have given. Oh, okay. Many of you have given 6. 6 rational numbers. 5, 4. I can see more students or more frequency lies on 3.
4 and 3.
Okay. Okay, would anyone like to give me or exactly state me what all the rational numbers are there in this?
So
Yes,
2 to the power
one
one
by
third
one, one by
and
one, one by one.
2 to, okay. 2 to the power one third and root 2 by root 3.
Sir,
See, I
there's
am asking how many rational numbers are there in this particular given rest.
There are 4
One
rational
sir,
numbers.
one sir,
Three rational
4.87.
numbers.
So there is one
4.8. Okay.
4.87.
4.87 is the only rational number, sir.
Only rational number.
Second, third, and fifth.
Second and third.
4 rational
Second
numbers
and
are there.
Sir, may I speak, sir, please?
The
yeah,
3
yeah.
are there.
1, 2, and 3. Rational number.
If everybody talks, then nobody can hear, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please.
So the first rational number in my, so a rational number is anything which is in the form of p by q.
Okay.
Now, 4.1879523 obviously is a rational number in this case. Root 2 by root 3 is slightly doubtful because but it can be a rational number because root 2 and root 3 are both irrational numbers, but they are in the form of p by q. Similarly, minus root, so it is root 48, right? It is minus root 48, not root minus 48. Otherwise, it would go into the territory of complex numbers.
Yeah.
So that upon root 27 can also be taken as a rational number by the principle of p by q. Rest
But
of
P and Q must
There is one
Whatever
number.
the form of P by Q is a rational number. I can see 4 rational numbers here.
another one is second one. 4.879523. Is it a rational number?
Yeah. Okay. Let us see. Let us see quickly. I am asking you guys to tell you your views.
No, I see this is not a rational number. It cannot be presented in a whole number.
Just a second. Just a second. I will ask one by one. Okay. Kapil.
Sir, for the root 8 minus 2 upon root 2 minus 1, we can rationalize it.
Correct.
So we'll get 2 by 1.
Okay. Correct. So, in your opinion, how many rational numbers are there in this particular given list?
2.
2. Okay. Okay. Let us see. Okay. Okay. Many people have raised. I will give you a chance in the next coming up questions. Okay. So let us discuss this particular thing. So in order to answer this question, the very first step is like we should understand what is a rational number. So which numbers are called as rational numbers, and the other one is called irrational numbers. Which numbers are called irrational numbers? So if I have given you a real number, you should be able to tell me whether that particular real number is rational or irrational. So how do I bifurcate this is, so if I can write the given number, or if I can simplify the given expression in the form of p by q, where, so many of you are reading the definition till p by q, and there is an extra condition on p and q also.
Where q is not equal to 0.
Q is
P
not
and Q
equal
are
to
integers.
0
P
and
and Q are integers.
integers. Correct. So it should be written as in the form of p by q, where that particular p and q are integers.
Sir, while you are explaining, can you please mute everyone else?
Yeah, sure. Everybody are on mute. Okay.
No, sir, a constant disturbance is coming. If it is either from your mic or someone else.
Okay, I will just mute. Okay. I hope it is okay now. Okay. Now, what am I saying is rational numbers are in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. So this is the whole definition of a rational number. So sometimes rational number might not look in the p by q form. In those cases, what we have to do is we try to simplify the given expression. So here, if you see the second expression, that root 8 plus root 2 into root 8 minus root 2, you can actually simplify that particular expression. And once you
That is of
simplify,
a plus b into a minus. So you will get a square minus b square, and you will get 64
Madam,
minus 4. You will get 60.
Madam, please
60 divided.
request you to hold on. Please let him complete. Please, we are all waiting for the
sure.
answer.
Okay, let us see. Okay,
Unmute
let us do
yourself.
like this. I will explain the answer now, and if you have a different approach, then raise your hand. I will call up and I will let you speak up. Okay. Okay. Right now, if you see, if it is directly in the form of p by q, we can able to see, and if that particular p and q are rational integers, then we say that is a rational number. If it is not in the form of p by q, then what we should do? We should try to simplify the given expression. So where here you can see, we can simplify the second given real number and the fifth given real number, and the last one also can be simplified. Okay, so these things can be simplified. Once if you simplify, and if you are unable to simplify further, so if you are at the final step, like if you see 2 to the power 1 by 3, so 2 to the power 1 by 3 we cannot simplify. Also 2 to the power 1 by 3 we cannot write it in the p by q form. So that means this particular 2 to the power 1 by 3 comes in the set of irrational numbers, so that is not a rational number. So this 2 to the power 1 by 3 is same as square root 2. So in one particular additional lecture, Professor Madhavan Mukund has explained it, why root 2 is not a rational number. So if you are interested to know why root 2 is with a formal proof, so go back to the lecture and watch it. So root 2 is not a rational number. Root 2 is a irrational number. So similarly, this particular 2 to the power 1 by 3 also falls in the same bucket. So this particular 2 to the power 1 by 3 is also an irrational number. So idea how to solve this is the first and foremost step is a rational number, identify the definition of a rational number. So this is the primary step we should do for this question. The rational number can be written in the form of p by q. So every rational number you should be able to write it in the form of p by q, where p and q are integer. This is also most important statement in the definition. So if you don't know, if you forget this, or if you are not taking this particular condition into the consideration, then you will go wrong. Now what we have to do is we try to write each of the numbers, given real numbers, in the form of p by q. So the step 2 is take each and every number. So I took 2 to the power 1 by 3. This is same as 2 to the power 1 by 2. And we know that root 2 is an irrational number. So is 2 to the power 1 by 3. Therefore, this particular 2 to the power 1 by 3 is not a rational number. Now, the second one will be root 8 plus root 2 into root 8 minus root 2. So this particular big expression can be simplified. So how can we simplify this is, see, you can see root 8, right? Root 8 you can write it as 4 times 2. So 8 you write it as 4 times 2. And square root 4 times square root 2. So I can write the square root 8 as square root times square root 4 times square root 2. So once I write it, if you see here the first expression, we have two expressions, product of two expressions. The first expression is like root 4 into root 2 plus root 2. So root 4 we know it is 2. So 2 root 2 plus root 2. So 2 root 2 plus root 2 will be 3 root 2. So out of the two expressions, first expression is simplified into 3 root 2. And the second expression, which is root 8 minus root 2, can be simplified like this. Root 4 into root 2, write root 8 as root 4 into root 2. Root 4 you can simplify it to 2. Now it is like root 2 root 2 minus root 2. So that will be root 2. So the first real number is 3 root 2 and the second real number is root 2. We are producting these two real numbers. So once I product this, I am going to get 3 times root 2 times root 2 is 2. So 3 times 2, 6. Actually, we can simplify this whole bigger expression root 2 plus root 8 plus root 2 into root 8 minus root 2. If you simplify it, it is actually equal to 6. So if I say 6 or this particular bigger expression, both are same. And 6 is a six is a rational number. 6 can be written as 6 by 1. So it is in the p by q form. So the condition is only q cannot be equal to 0. Other than that, q can be equal to any other integer. So q can also be 1. So every natural number is a rational number. So
Sir,
6
can you
is a
explain?
natural number.
Sir, can you explain how this 2 root 2 plus root 2 times 2 root 2 minus root 2 becomes 3 root 2 times root 2?
See, it's like an adding irrational numbers. So
Most
root.
of us is not from the maths background, so it is little bit.
Okay. See.
Sir, can be written as a plus b in
Sir, can you tell me?
a minus b. Which
Correct.
is
If you know that particular formula, it is just simply that a
No,
plus
but
b
can you
into a
explain
minus
this?
b will be a
No,
square
Sir,
minus b square.
can you please
क्या
explain this
लिख
part?
के
How
बता
2
सकते हैं
root
आप?
2 plus root 2 times 2 root 2 minus root 2 became 3 root 2 times root 2.
Yes, sir. इसको लिख के बता सकते हैं?
This particular thing, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 3 root 2 times.
How does it become 3 root 2 times?
Okay. I will tell you. No need to write and everything. See, root 2 plus root 2. So you have one root 2 with you. You have another root 2 with you. If you are adding two root 2s, see, consider root 2 as some ball. Okay. So I have one ball and I have another ball. If I wanted to add those two, it will become two balls. Okay. Two balls or two bags. Now if I am adding root 2 to root 2, it will be like 2 times of root 2. It will be twice of root 2.
Okay, it's repeated addition.
Yeah, repeated addition. Product is nothing but the repeated addition. It
Okay.
holds for irrational numbers also.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We have two root 2, two root 2s and one root 2. I am going to add those two. I will get 3 times of root 2. 3 root 2. Similarly, the subtraction also. Out of 2 root 2s, I am subtracting 1 root 2. I will be getting 1 square root 2. I will be left with 1 root 2. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. So, first real number is not a rational number. The second one is a rational number. Now, coming to the third one. See, this is 4.879523. So, this is some real number I have given you. But I can write this particular real number like this. 4879523 divided by some 1000000. Can I write like this?
Yes, sir. We can write.
Yes.
So here I can take it like you said, all the natural numbers are rational number. Similarly, all the real numbers also the natural numbers, rational numbers.
No. Not all the real numbers are rational numbers. See, that is what, right? 2 to the power square root 2 is a real number, but it is not a rational number because we cannot write square root 2 in the form of p by q where p and q are integers.
The square root is like 1.4 something, and we can write
It
1.4.
will go on, right? It is not like 1.414. It won't end there. It will be like 4.14278 something. It will go on.
Like infinity. Okay.
Yeah, infinity. You cannot write that particular expression in the form of p by q.
Okay.
Here it is. We have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers after decimal point. Okay, it is ended there. So I can write.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, if it is a decimal and if the decimals are recurring, then it is rational, no?
Yeah, then.
Yes, sir. Same doubt. Can you please explain the
beginning?
terminating and
gone over
recurring
the
part,
head.
whether it is a
It
rational or
is
irrational?
very much rational.
See, don't go in much deep of terminating, recurring, and these kind of things. So, but the thing is, yeah, 2 by 3.
Sir,
2 by 3
request
you can
kindly
see, right?
explain this third one from the beginning. Sir, ये एकदम सिर के ऊपर से चला गया. Please, sir.
Okay. See, we are not considering. I'm not bringing this word terminating or recurring or anything. If a number is given like this, where the decimal, the number of values after the decimal point is finite. Finite means only some particular number. It is not going beyond that. Okay. If at all a real number is given like this, whether this particular real number is a rational number or not. So I can prove that particular thing is a rational number by converting it into p by q form. Okay, we are not coming from the vice versa. Okay, I'm not dealing about 0.33333 and so on. Whether this is a rational number or not is not my question. Okay.
So, but if
I'm
you give 4.55555, if it ends, then you say it is a irrational or rational.
see 4.555. If I am stopping that particular 5 at one point, if I am not giving like dots after that 5,
So you say it is in rational number, right?
then that can be converted it into p by q form.
Yes, sir. If you give 4.55 dot dot dot, then it is an irrational number.
No, I am not saying that thing. It may be rational or it may not be rational. It is, you can bifurcate by
Sir,
using whether it
I
is
can't get you.
terminating or recurring or okay. So depending upon the pattern we are going to get, it depends on that.
Sir, every natural and integer are rational numbers.
Correct.
Am I right, sir?
Every natural and integers are rational numbers.
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like every rational number is terminating and it is recurring, right, sir?
Every rational number will see 6 is a rational number. It will not recur. So see, that is why I don't want to bring this particular recurring, terminating. ये सब छोड़ो. You don't need this. Okay.
Sir, I had a new query in case. So, for example, 20 by 6, is it a rational number or not irrational number?
20 by 6. See, 20 by 6 is in the form of p by q, right? 20 divided by 6, where p is 20 and q is 6. So 20 by 6 is a rational number.
But sir, when we divide 20 by 6, so it is 3 point endless times 3.
Correct.
So if someone gives me that 3.3333 and endless 3, is it a rational number? So what
That is
should
a
I
rational
answer? Is it
number.
a yes or a no?
Yeah, yes. But we are not going to deal with such kind of things.
Okay.
Clear? So we are not going to ask you like 2.33333 and so on, whether this is a rational number or not. Because that requires how the pattern is behaving after the decimal point, this particular recurring, terminating, non-terminating, everything will come into play. And we don't want to play with this. We just want you to know, if we have given you something like this 4.879523, where finite numbers after the decimal point, whether you are able to understand that particular number is a rational number or not. Okay. And also every time if we give something in the form of p by q, are you actually looking at p and q and deciding whether they are integers or not? Then you are deciding, or you are, if you see p by q form, you are directly concluding it is a rational number. So these are the main things we will focus on. We wanted to focus on. And if we have given you some bigger expressions, are you able to simplify it and break it into smaller expression and then decide whether it is rational or not? Or by looking at the bigger expression itself, you are deciding it is not an rational number. So these are the main things we will discuss. Okay.
So may I interrupt? Sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, like see, I have doubt.
Hmm.
The pi value of pi, like let's say like 22 by 7.
No,
It seems
value
like
of
both
pi
are
is not
integer.
22 by 7. We approximate it to 22 by 7. Okay, for our
Sir, how
calculation
many
purposes.
questions of this? Sorry, sir. Please continue. I'll ask later.
So pi, for our calculation purposes, we use pi as 22 by 7, but it is not exactly equal to 22 by 7.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, how many questions of this type can we expect in the exam, sir?
Final exam. See, these are all things we can discuss in the revision sessions. See, I would like to tell you one thing. So I can see many of you are much more tense with mathematics or such kind of people I have observed till now. So don't worry. If you worry, you will not be able to taste the real flavor of mathematics.
Sir, actually, this is one question I had problem even with practice. No, sir. Actually, Bekar Vekarni, this is an easier part of math. I had trouble with this particular question even during practice. So I'm glad you took it up today. That's why I'm
See,
asking how many questions of this type in case we get wrong. So how many questions?
Comes out of fear. Okay, जब mathematics का fear होता है, then you will see very easy topics also as a difficult things. So try to understand this. Try to enjoy. What I wanted to tell you is, try to enjoy each and every lecture of mathematics. Try to enjoy. I don't say you should enjoy. Just
We are
mood
doing, sir.
when you are starting to watch a lecture, तुम आपका mood कैसा होना है कि I'm going to learn something out of this particular lecture, and I will try to understand something out of it, or whatever the numbers you see on the screen. Just enjoy watching the numbers, that calculations, bigger expressions, converting it into smaller things. So what I recommend is, try to enjoy a lot, try to taste the real flavor of mathematics, not
Sir,
the
आपकी आवाज
outer
कम
part
आ
of
रही
it.
है.
Okay.
Sir, one small doubt. Sir, the three square root square root of 2 into square root of 2 equal to 3 of 2 you written. So can you? So I can understand it is a square root of 2 into a square root of 2 is equal to 2. Is it right?
Correct. Root 2 into root
Okay.
2 is nothing but root 2 ka whole square. So square and square root 2 will get cancelled and it will remain 2. Okay, let us move forward. We are only in the first question. See, the main idea of this third real number is, so once the decimal point after the number of numbers after the decimal point are finite, then that particular number can be converted into p by q form like this, and that will fall under a rational number set. Okay, you can see here 4.879523 is nothing but 4879523 divided by 1000000. Okay, now you can see that is in the form of p by q, where p is in the numerator, q is in the denominator, both are integers. So yeah, definition satisfies. This will fall under rational number. And the next one, so many of you will get confused here. So when you see root 2 by root 3, here it is looking like in the form of p by q. So root 2 by root 3 and p is root 2 and q is root 3. What is there? So this will be a rational number. But the point is, p and q are not integers. So whatever you are taking as p and q, those are square root 2 and square root 3. Both are irrational numbers. Okay. Also, I cannot simplify further. So root 2 by root 3, I cannot simplify. There are no terms which are going to cancel out in the numerator and denominator, or I cannot rationalize this also. So I cannot use any mathematical tool to simplify this particular root 2 by root 3. So this is the simplest form I can have. Also, it is not in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers. So that is why this is not a rational number. Not a rational number because of p and q are not integers. Okay. So right now we got two numbers which are rational numbers, two numbers which are not rational numbers. Now the difficult part comes here. Now if you see, square root 8 minus 2 divided by root 2 minus 1 is our next expression given to you. Now what you have to do is, you try to simplify this. Either you multiply root 2 plus root 1 on numerator and denominator and you rationalize it. I won't suggest that if you don't know what is rationalization. Instead of that, try doing this. Root 8, convert this particular root 8, which we have done in the earlier slide also. Convert this root 8 into root 4 times root 2. Now root 4 we know it is 2. Now what we have is 2 times root 2 minus 2 in the numerator. You can take out 2 common from the numerator. So once I take 2 common, I will have 2 times of root 2 minus 1. And if I see the denominator, I have a root 2 minus 1. This particular root 2 minus 1 and root 2 minus 1 can be cancelled out. Right? If you have the same number in the numerator and denominator, you can cancel out. You can further simplify this. See, this particular cancelling out is, we are doing this because to simplify the given expression. So once I cancel it out, I will be getting 2. And we know 2 is a natural number, 2 is a whole number, 2 is an integer. and 2 can also be written as 2 by 1. So it is a rational number. So
Sir,
this is
in
how it
this
is.
question, what if the numerator was root 8 plus 2 instead of root 8 minus 2?
Root 8 plus 2. See, if it is root 8 plus 2, you try doing the same thing. You will reach like 2 times of root 2 plus 1 by root 2 minus 1.
So then it becomes irrational.
Then it becomes irrational. Okay. So this is how you should simplify. So if you have seen some bigger expressions, product of two expressions we have seen in the second real number. If it is division of two particular real numbers like this, root 8 minus 2 by root 2 minus 1, try to simplify it by cancelling out few terms in the numerator and denominator. So if you are able to cancel out, and if you are getting some number which is of p by q form, then it will be a rational number. If not, it is not a rational number. So the
Sir,
final one you can see here, minus root 48 by root 27, square root 27. So here also, when you see 48, it is 16 times 3, correct? 48 can be written as 16 times 3, and I can write that root 48 as under root 16 times root 3. Similarly, in the numerator also, in the denominator also, I can write 27 as product of 9 times 3. So square root 9 times square root 3. So you see, now we have square root 3 in numerator and denominator also. Cancel out that square root 3. We will be left with minus square root 16 divided by square root 9. We know this 16 and 9 are perfect squares. So square root 16 is 4, square root 9 is 3. So this particular bigger expression, or the square root expression can be simplified like this, minus 4 by 3. So now tell me whether minus 4 by 3 is a rational number or not.
Yes, sir, it is a
Yes, sir,
rational.
it is.
It is a rational number
Yes.
because if you consider p as minus 4, q as 3, so it satisfies everything. P and q are integers here. Also, it is in the form of p by q, so it is a rational. So how many rational numbers we got?
Four rational numbers.
Sir,
So
4.
4 rational
Four
numbers.
rational numbers and 2 are irrational numbers. See, look at the question first and read the question carefully. Understand what we are asking. It's not like what you understood. So understand the question first. So we might ask you what is how many rational numbers are there. We might ask you which of the following are rational numbers, or we might ask you which of the following are irrational numbers, which of the following are not irrational numbers, not rational numbers. We can confuse you if we wanted to, and I suggest you do not confuse. Take some time. Take how much time you want to read the question. If you understand the question correctly, then only you can answer it correctly. Okay, I have seen many of you answer 2 in this question. Consider looking at the list and taking the graded assignment question, they thought it like a number of irrational numbers or like that. They have answered it. So read the question carefully, then only try to answer. Read the question, understand the question, and bring up the notes. Like understand what all the topics need to be covered to answer that particular question. So read the topics, then answer the question. So these are few steps how you answer one particular question. Okay, let us move forward. So I just wanted to discuss quickly what is the set when it comes to Venn diagram. So which region represents what particular set? So I have a set A here, which you can see in the black circle. Inside the black region is set A, and this particular square rectangle we have is the universal set. We consider when it comes to the Venn diagram, this particular when we wanted to represent the universal set is nothing but it contains all the sets inside that universal set. So that is how we define universal set. And this particular rectangular region, including that particular black region inside A, which is referred as A, that particular whole thing is called universal set in Venn diagram. And whatever you are seeing in the black circle is the set A, and whatever you are seeing in the white region is called as complement of set A. So when I say complement of set A, it is nothing but this particular A complement, which is denoted as A to the power C, is a set of all elements which are not in the A. So, so what all the
Excuse me,
elements
sir.
are in set A, those are in set A. Which are not in the set A, those will be in the set A complement. Okay. This
Excuse
is
me,
what
sir.
yeah.
Sir, I just want to know, is the complement always means reference to the universal set, means with reference to the universal set, or we can't have universal set, but we can have complement?
It will see if it is not mentioned. If we say directly the complement of set A, then it refers to the universal set.
Okay.
Okay. If we specifically mention, we won't mention. Don't worry. So as of now in this course, complement means it is with respect to the universal set.
Okay.
Okay. So universal set means it depends on the set we define. Okay. Universal set also we will define. So if we say there are 100 students in the class, so that particular 100 students is your universal set.
Okay, sir. Got it. Please carry on.
Yeah. Okay. This is about complement of a set. Now set subtraction. So when it comes to set subtraction, it is a little bit different from what we see in the subtraction between two real numbers. So here set subtraction is just the modifying the set by removing the elements belonging to another set. Okay. So what we are going to do is, if I wanted to find A minus B or A slash B, that means I want the elements which are in set A which are not in the set B. So what I will do is, I will take the set A, I will just modify the set A by removing some elements. So which elements I remove? The elements which are present in the B. So that means that A intersection part will be removed. So now whatever the yellow colored region you are seeing, that will be the A minus B set. So that is a subtracted set. New set A slash B. So it can be written as A. It is written as A slash B. This particular A slash B is the yellow region which you are seeing on the screen. Okay, we will remove that A intersection part from the set A, and that particular remaining part is nothing but A minus B. Okay, this is about set subtraction. Now union and intersection are pretty easier to understand. So if you have A, if you have B, A union B is nothing but you should consider all the elements which are in set A and also set B. Okay, either one of it. If you have one element in set A, you consider that particular element in the A union B. Even though it is in set B alone, we will consider. You should add all the elements which are in set A and also set B, and make it A union B. Okay, so you can see here the shaded region A and B. A B, you have A B sets. So we have shaded all A and B also. So that is A union B. And when it comes to A intersection B, so here we will choose the elements which are present in both A and B. So now the condition is it should be in the first set as well as in the second set. So we will consider those particular elements and make it a new set, and that particular set is called A intersection B. So the shaded region, that lines which we have drawn, is the A intersection B region. Okay. Yeah. And these are some set formulas. If you remember. If you understand how to get it from Venn diagram, that is very good. Do it. So these are for some well-known, famous, or most important, we can say, formulas in the sets. So we are considering any sets A, B, C. Now we know this first thing. N of A union, N of A union, N of means number of elements in that particular set A union B. Yeah.
Sir? Can you go back to the last slide and explain the last line, sir?
This particular intersection of set A with the universal. So we have universal set. If I intersect with one particular set A, I am going to at the same set A. So that is what it's a C. universal set contains all the sets. When I am considering one particular set A and intersection with universal set, you see, if you draw the Venn diagram also, it will be like this. This is how this white and black combined is the universal set, and this black region itself A. When you are intersecting this both, what will you get? Whatever the elements present in set A will be in universal set. Correct? So when I intersect A intersection B, I want all the elements which are present in both universal set as well as in the set A. So once it is in set A, it is automatically in the universal set. So A intersection universal set will be A.
It means what is common between the set and the universal set. No?
Yeah, yeah. So A is the common between A and universal set.
Sir, in A intersection B complement, that means A and B, which is not the intersection part, but the A and other part of the A and B and the universal, it will be also included.
Correct. It will also
Right.
be correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So as far as complement concerned, we are going to we refer in with respect to universal set. Okay. Yeah. So see, this n of A union B is the number of elements or number of number of elements present in that particular set A union B. So n of A union B is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. So this is well known set formula, and also this n of A minus B plus n of A intersection B is equal to n of A. So if you see a few slides back, we have seen what is A minus B region. A minus B region is nothing but A region. From A region we are subtracting A intersection B region. So that is what this also states. When I add that A minus B region with A intersection B region, I will be going to get the whole set A. Okay. Similarly, n of B minus A plus n of A intersection B can also be simply written as n of B. Now observe the first 2 points which we have discussed. The first one, n of A union B equals to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B, and also the second one. So combining these two, we will be going to get this third one, n of A union B. Just substitute n of A, n of B as n of A minus B plus n of A intersection B, and n of B as n of B minus A plus n of A intersection B. So once I substitute it, I am going to get n of A union B as n of A minus B plus n of A intersection B plus n of B minus A. See, this particular thing is important. This third one is important when you know the cardinalities of each region. So when I have given you Venn diagram of two sets and I have given some 20 in the region of A intersection B and some 10 in the region of A minus B and some 15 in the region of B minus A, then n of A union B is nothing but add all those three. Okay. Now when it comes to three sets, you should remember or you should understand from two sets how we develop the third set also. N of A union B union C can be written as n of A plus n of B plus n of C minus n of A intersection B minus n of B intersection C minus n of C intersection A plus n of A intersection B intersection C. So if you know how you derived the first one, n of A union B is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. Why we are going to subtract this n of A intersection B once? If you understand that particular logic, then it will be easier for you to understand this particular three sets logic also. Okay.
Yeah, but in the first we are removing the double counting.
Correct. The same will happen in the three sets also.
But in the last one we are adding something.
No. See, you have n of A, you are adding n of A, n of B, n of C. Now that means you are adding n of A intersection B 2 times, n of B intersection C 2 times, n of C intersection A 2 times. Now what we are doing is we are subtracting it once. In the process, what we are getting is we are removing n of A intersection B intersection C region completely. So this particular n of A common region for all the three sets will be added thrice when n of a, n of b, n of c added,
Okay, sir.
and
Okay,
will be
sir.
removed thrice when we remove n of a intersection b, n of b intersection c, n of c intersection a. So in order to add that particular region also, we will finally add it. Okay, just understand. You just go back and understand the logic. You will understand it. If the people who are unable to understand, just draw the Venn diagram and keep this particular formula in front of you and look at the regions of each of this, and you will get to understand.
Sir,
And in the worst case, if you are unable to understand, then when you are nearing to the exam, just try to by heart at least.
sir, so sir, the first one and the third one, sir. So N A union B and N A union B. So we can write the, I mean, for, this formula with first one and as well as third one, right? Anyone can, we can write anyone, any of them, right?
Yeah, you can write any of them depending upon the situation, right? If you know n of a, if you know the cardinality of set A, cardinality of set B, if you know the cardinality of set A intersection B, then use the first formula. But if you don't know the cardinality of set A, but you know the cardinality of A minus B and cardinality of B minus A and cardinality of A intersection B, then use the third formula. So depending upon the data we have, you should use which formula you should use. Okay. Okay. Let us try solving this particular question. So this is some replica of your graded assignment question. There we have included some data also. Here I am taking only the sets, pure mathematics question. I made it completely mathematical question. So there are some 3 sets and the cardinalities of each set is given to you. So what I want is, I want the cardinality of the set M minus C. So this is set subtraction. So I am subtracting one set with another set and I want the cardinality of the set. So what is cardinality?
The number of elements
Number
in a
of
set.
elements in
Correct.
a set.
The number
The
of
number of
elements.
elements in that particular set is called the cardinality of the set. So I just want the cardinality of M minus C.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah.
So the 10, 40, is that the cardinality or the element, sir?
See, those are the cardinalities. The cardinalities of each region in the Venn diagram is shown below. So 10
Okay, sir.
represent the cardinality of that particular. So there are some 10 elements inside.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can we get this PPT?
Yeah. Of course, you will get after the session.
So when?
After the session. So maybe by tomorrow morning you can able to see on the portal.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, Radhakrishnan here. Can I have a question? One question.
Yeah.
Sir, related to the Venn diagram and this number of sets, is there any limitation? We can have only 2 sets or 3 sets or more than that is also possible?
Can you be a little louder, please?
Is there any limitation for this number of sets? For example, here 3 sets are there and some question 2 sets are there. Is it only the maximum used for Venn diagrams?
Okay. So are you asking like in this particular course or in general?
In this particular course only, because
in this particular course we will not be going more than 3.
Okay. But
So
it is
we will
possible.
cap it at 3. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Have you solved this question?
I'm solved.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Solve it.
Okay.
So can we ask doubt from activity question?
Swati Gupta. Yeah. Yes. Not now. At the end, I will take.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Swati Gupta, don't take me wrong. Are you the same Swati Gupta? You are in term 1 or first qualifier?
Yes, sir. I was in term 1.
Yeah, okay. You are okay. Okay.
Fernando is also from term 1.
Oh, Purendra Sen, is it?
Yes, sir. I am from term 1.
Yeah, Purendra Shukla. I remember
Actually,
this.
basically qualifier.
Hmm?
Basically from the qualifier, that second qualifier I qualified.
Yeah.
But he took his admission in May term. Am I right, Fernando?
Yeah, I have to take the admission in May term.
Okay, I just wanted to ask this, if you don't mind. What happened actually? So I've seen
Yes, sir.
you from there, and so are you not able to qualify mathematics, or is there any
No,
particular
sir.
reason?
No, actually, the thing that happened was that I have submitted my statistics paper, but marks was not right. Means I actually checked and they said that you have to give the examination again. There was some server issue from their side, so my answers were not submitted. Due to which, when I calculated my marks, I got something like around 85. But when it came out to be 25, so I have to give the examination again. That's why I was not able to qualify. But later, I was able to qualify with pretty good scores.
Okay. So now you became the term student of this particular course,
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Okay. Okay, nice. See, everyone I'm referring to now. So during this course, I hope you will enjoy more with us, rather than fearing a lot about how the grades are going to be, whether I'm able to pass or not. Just focus on the learning. The results will obviously follow. Okay. Okay. I got 100 responses. I don't want to. Are everyone solving this, or the people left? I say.
Yes, sir. Solving, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir.
We are.
Done, sir.
Yes,
Done?
sir. Given the answer.
Done. Okay. Let us see the answers also. Okay. Many of you have given 50, but I can see few people gave, okay, 50. Most of your responses are 50. Okay, I'm happy with this.
Sir, excuse me, I've just joined. Where are we giving the responses?
It's in joinpd.com. You should join this
Oh, okay. Can you just
joinpd.com.
give me the code?
Code is on the right top. You can see KKNZPV.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So for this type of questions, what we have to do is, first and foremost thing is identify the region. And whenever the Venn diagram is given to you and we are referring to sets, so when we are looking at the set M minus C now. M minus C is a particular set. So identify that particular region which represents that set M minus C. So am I correct? This is the region I think M minus C represents.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, right. So this will be the region. So how to solve this is just like you don't need to consider S. If you are worrying, if you are confused about three sets, just remove set S completely. Once you remove, you will be having M and C. Now it is a matter of two sets where I want M minus C. So it's use the set subtraction definition and identify the region M minus C. We will get this particular region. So this particular region is union of two regions where one region has cardinality 10 and another region has cardinality 40. So what we have to do is you just have to add those two cardinalities. It will result us giving 50. So therefore the cardinality of M minus C will be 50. Okay.
Sir, M minus C means the element who are from M, not in C.
Elements which are in M that are not in C. Correct.
So I've got the same answer. Can we, based on the set formula that we gave, can we say that it's n m minus c is equal to cardinality of m minus cardinality of m intersection c? I got the same answer. Is that correct to interpret?
But your n of m will be something like 10 plus 40 plus
It
70
will
plus
be
50.
170. Then n of m intersection c will be 120. So it comes back to
120.
50.
Correct, correct. Even that is also
Okay.
correct.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, I have a very basic doubt. See, cardinality means it is a number of elements.
Number
Isn't
of
it?
elements, correct.
Then now, why are you adding the why are you adding those elements sum, sir?
See, okay, I just mentioned the numbers represents the cardinality of that particular region. So 10 represents that region has 10 elements. This 40 represents that this particular region has 40 elements inside it. So
Okay,
I just given the numbers represents the cardinalities.
So
So
okay, sir.
question maybe suppose M, S, C are 3 sets,
Right,
and the
right.
cardinalities of each region in the Venn diagram is shown below.
Sir, I have a doubt
Sir,
here.
I actually got confused. I mean, I have not read the question properly. So I
I
have
just
given the
mentioned
answer.
this question in
Yes,
the
sir.
first question itself.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
I have given the answer as 2, and I was thinking like it should be 2 elements. Why it is
Okay.
50 elements? Okay.
Okay, okay. See,
Okay,
yes,
sir.
yeah, I am.
Sir, if
Sir, can I ask one doubt there?
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
quick.
Biplab.
Yeah. Sir, this 40 is intersection of M and S, right? Why you are saying that only that the colored portion is 40? 40 is the intersection of M and S, right?
See, it is intersection of M and S, but we don't need to worry about S as of now. We just ask you M minus C. We are just asking you the number of elements which are present in M that are not in C. Okay.
But sir, M minus C is 30. We didn't minus that one also. That I have confusion in that because we didn't count the C part.
Which 30?
C, it's in a C portion, 30.
30.
Yeah.
See, M minus C is we just have to remove the elements which are in M as well as in the C from the set M. So M minus C is simply the set which contains only the elements which are present in M which are not in C. Okay. Here this 70, 50, these are in both M and C. 70, 50 regions. Whatever the elements present in that particular region are in both M and as well as in C. So we know we don't need those elements. We need the elements which are in M. Also, those particular elements should not be in C. So you should consider that particular region. So that is why I'm saying when we have given you the region Venn diagram, identify the region. So you just have to identify which region represents this particular set M minus C.
Sir, my question is that the where's the C part? As you said that we have to minus from M minus C. So C portion we didn't take in the calculation. We did 40 plus 10 is the 50, right? So that is my question, that if we are doing M minus C, so C we didn't count in that. Which is in the
Suggest
C
you can
portion.
show the
I think
formula. She may understand it
I'm
better.
also asking the same
50
thing.
and 70 is the minus. 50 and
Okay. So that particular M minus C, if you wanted to come from definition, see that M minus
can
C,
go back.
we will be subtracting. You know, we have given you this formula, right? N of A is equals to N of A minus B plus N of A intersection B. Is it correct? Wrong? Okay. Here I will say N of M. I can write it as N of M minus C plus N of M intersection C. Can I write it like that?
Yes, sir, we can write it, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you are confusing M minus C. I should subtract the whole elements in the C. So that is not how set subtraction works. Just go back few slides in the YouTube. Set subtraction means we are just modifying set M by removing few elements in the set M itself. We don't worry about what all the elements in the set C. We are worrying about the elements in set M. What we will do is we will differentiate few elements as only in M and few elements as M and C. So those elements which are in M and C intersection part, we are removing from the set M, and we will modify the set M, and that particular set M modified set is called as M minus C. Simply what you have to do is in the whole set M you just remove the intersection part. That is how the set subtraction works. Okay. So from whole M, you should remove the intersection part, which is M intersection C, and the remaining region is nothing but M minus C. You, in this case, you no need to worry about this 30, 60. You just have to worry about 10, 40, 70, 50. So 70, 50 are in both M and C, and 10 and 40 are in only M. So this only M denotes the region M minus C. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir, move on.
Okay. So if you have still doubt, just go back to the definition of set subtraction. How we subtract one set from another set.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Sir, Vani PPD, please mute your mic. You are disturbing everybody.
Okay.
Sir,
I
kindly
muted.
mute Vani PPD PP.
I muted. Okay. Just solve this thing also. So here I want the cardinality of the set M union C intersected with S. So what I want is, so follow the steps. So identify the region which represents this bigger set M union C intersected with S. Then once you have the region, just add all the numbers inside that region. Inside the
Sir,
yeah.
सर एक जनरल डाउट पूछना है.
हाँ पूछो. Am I not
How we
audible?
can submit our answer?
Have you logged into this joinpd.com?
No, sir.
Just go to this joinpd.com, open a new tab if you are using laptop. If you are using mobile, open a new, even there also open a new tab in the Chrome. Just type this joinpd.com and enter the code which you are seeing on the right top on the Zoom screen, KKNZPV. Okay, बीच में someone said sir general question पूछना है.
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली मैं नहीं, मुझे आपकी आवाज नहीं
या
एक्चुअली सर मुझे ये पूछना था कि ये मैथ्स में मतलब बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन लगाने के लिए क्या बेटर रहेगा. एक्चुअली आपके पोर्टल पे क्वेश्चन बहुत सारे हैं लेकिन वो जल्दी सॉल्व नहीं हो पाते हैं. तो मोस्ट ऑफ गलती हो जाते हैं वो. तो फिर
ओके इन द सी क्या करना है कि यू जस्ट हैव टू प्रैक्टिस एंड अंडरस्टैंड. इट्स नॉट लाइक हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस यू डू. आपने एक क्वेश्चन या दो क्वेश्चन किया तो भी हैव यू प्रॉपर्ली अंडरस्टूड द वे व्हिच वी आर सॉल्विंग इज द मेन थिंग. ओके, पहले एक दो चीजें इसीलिए प्रैक्टिस असाइनमेंट दिया गया है. Try solving by yourself first. If you are unable to solve, just go to the solutions and watch carefully what we are doing and how we are approaching one particular question. Okay, and try to understand the process, not the solution ka answer. Answer is you should give the least priority to the answer. Answer is important, but understanding the question solving the question is more important than you getting the answer, knowing the answer. Okay. Also, within few days, you are going to get few bunch of questions in the textbook kind of thing also. Which maybe practice karo. Practice karo. That is what I can suggest. So online maybe don't wait till we give you resources. Online maybe
एक्चुअली
बहुत
लास्ट
if you
टाइम
type.
सर जैन क्वालिफायर में मैंने मतलब प्रिस्क्राइब्ड बुक भी पूरी लगा दी थी, जितने पोर्टल में जितने क्वेश्चन थे सारे लगा दिए, तब भी मेरे घिस के से 25 ही नंबर आए थे.
See,
जस्ट पास हुआ था मैं.
I will tell you what you are doing. क्या सोच रहे कि if I go through this question, if I just go through this question and understand the answer, ऐसा रट लिया होगा मेरे हिसाब से.
नहीं, एक्चुअली होता क्या है सर, जैसे मतलब फर्स्ट में कोई क्वेश्चन देखता हूँ मैं तो कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझ में आता कि मतलब उसमें क्या लगाया हम, लेकिन जब सॉल्यूशन देख लेता हूँ तो वो मुझे क्लिक हो जाता है कि हाँ ये इससे कर सकते थे एक्चुअली. और फिर वही काम प्रोसेस दूसरे क्वेश्चन में भी वही होता है कि अच्छा.
पर सर फिर उसमें होता है
Blank.
दैट मीन्स कि इनको कंसेप्ट नहीं समझ रहे हैं ये. I'm sorry to intervene, Surya. I also happen to be a trainer. So what happens is when you don't understand the concept which is being used in the question, you can do it once or twice. But if every time you need to look at the answer, that means answer is leading you to the process, not the other way around. And unless you understand the process, you can't apply it in an unknown situation. Am I right, sir?
Correct.
Yes.
Thanks.
Sir, excuse me.
Okay. एक और एक क्वेश्चन के टाइम के बीच में we will discuss. Okay.
So in join PD.
Come back to this. joinpd.com टाइप करके there is a code on the right top.
Yeah, we should only right and just left it, na?
Yeah, you just have to enter. No submit button. Okay, let us see. So what is the answer?
430, sir.
430.
Yes.
No, it is 150.
150. I can see most.
Sir, it's 150.
Sir.
Most of you have given. Yeah, most of the people have given 150.
40 plus 60.
Hey, don't change answers. दिख जाएगा यहाँ. Okay. No need to remove also. Don't worry. ये तो final questions नहीं है. Why? And also don't be like अगर हम गलत बोल दिया है तो कुछ ना कुछ हमको बुरा मान जाएंगे. Nothing like that. Okay. Okay. So for me, I think this is the region. So firstly, you have to identify the region. So make it into the parts. Identify the region which represents M union C. So the blue shaded region is what? M union C. Correct? So M union C is
Yes. Yeah.
whole
Yes,
M
sir.
and C also. Complete. So this will be M union C.
Why we not include 40, 50, 60?
Why are we not including?
40, 50, and 60.
No, ma'am, we are including
No.
only 40, 50.
We are not excluding that. That is the region actually. So, I used red, so that is why you might confuse. So you see the blue region completely. First of all, that region represents M union C. Now this particular region I should intersect with S. Okay. Now M union C becomes one set, new set. Let's say some P. Now P intersection S is what we want. So P intersection S. See, I don't. Okay. M union C intersection S. So the intersection part, the element should be in M union C as well as in S. So the intersection region will be this particular three regions, which are 40, 50, 60 regions. Okay, this red thing is the complete region. M union C intersected with S. That blue with red lines is the required region. Okay. So once you identify the region, you just add the cardinalities of each smaller regions. 40 plus 50 plus 60, we will get 1.
Sir, one doubt, sir. In the exam, when we got such a type of problem, then which method will be the easier? By using a formula or by drawing this Venn diagram?
For this, I will tell you one thing. There will be two kinds of students in the class. both of them are toppers might be. One will be like just go with book basis, book knowledge, and he has tremendous remembering power, and he remembers everything and he goes with formulas. OB topper ही आएगा, and the other guy is understands the each and every lecture perfectly, prepares well enough, and so it depends on the way you are. So if you are type 1, you can go with formulas. If you are type 2, go with this. Okay.
Sir, can you please solve this question with the help of formula also?
Hello, sir. Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Sir, I just want to know that why you have not add 70, because instead of 60, I add 70. So 70 also intersection of that.
70, how, see, 70 is not in set yes, right?
Because it comes under M union C, right?
It comes under
Yes.
M union C, but what we are doing is, so now what you do is, when you have M union C, this blue region, make it as one big circle. Make it as one big set. Now try to find M union C intersection S region. So it should be in M union C as well as it should be in S also. The elements which we are going to choose, that should be in both M union C as well as in S also. So what you said 70, that particular 70 will not be in the set yes. So if you see 70 is outside of S, S is the right top circle. Okay.
We're done, sir. We can move.
Sir, I have one doubt related to the representation.
Hmm.
In some of the questions I saw, they mentioned word or. So, like tiger is white. I mean white or blue. That or, how do we represent in the
R is
diagram?
union thing. R
What is
represents
union? Yes, sir.
union.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and represents intersection.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, what was either what? What does it represent?
Either or is also or kind of thing.
Okay.
So A minus B. Suppose A minus B.
A minus B.
Minus B. So in what?
Sir, please show
word
the
they
next
can-
question, sir.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can
I will show.
represent.
I will take up that question. Yeah. Meanwhile, solve this question. So this is also a kind of replica of your graded question. So we have considered this particular set S, where S contains the natural numbers which are less than or equal to 10. So consider 0 into this set also. So we are saying natural numbers, 0 is a natural number, so 0 will contain, 0 will be in the set yes. Now what I am doing is, let R1 and R2 be relations from S to S, defined as, the first relation R1 is the set of elements x comma y, where x comma y comes from S, and the condition is y is equals to 2x. So whatever the second element inside the ordered pair is twice of the first element. And R2 is x comma y, where x comma y comes from S, set S, and the condition is y is equals to x square. Now I want the cardinality of the set R1 union R2 minus R2. So understand, this is union, set minus, everything in between two different relations. A relation is a set. Okay. The cardinality of the set R1 union R2 minus R2. Okay. Okay. Someone is asking in between. No one?
Sir, this is A divided, A minus A, right? No.
What is A minus A?
No, there is a vertical line in between.
That is the
my screen is
representation,
not
set
very clear.
representation.
Set represent.
Such that.
Such.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Take some time.
In this question, will we consider 0 or not?
I already said, आप क्या कर रहे हो 2 मिनट के पहले?
So actually मैं नेट फ्लक्चुएट कर रहा था तो आवाज नहीं आई.
अच्छा ठीक है. Acceptable reason. So 0 consider करो.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Try solving this. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay? I will just have a separate water.
सेट 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11
Can you mute, sir?
Sir. Sir, I was asking A minus B. So what we will be represent in the word format? Like A union, we can say A or B, or A intersection, we can say A and B. So in case of A minus B, what will be the
Elements
wording?
elements that are present in A but not in B. You have to take that.
Okay.
Sir, I couldn't understand the sentence where it says R1 and R2 be relations from S to S defined as.
I was said before, as you can
It is a
see.
part of video lecture.
Do you know how we represent a relation, or how we get a relation from two sets?
I have a slight doubt there, sir. I understand that this says that it is a subset, that A is a subset of N, which are the natural numbers, and then the relation between X and Y, that's the different. But like, I can't understand that's slightly
Every
fuzzy.
relation is defined on two sets.
We are done,
I
sir.
have, yeah. I suggest if I want to start from basics, just go back to the lecture, relations lecture. Professor Madhavan Unkunde has explained it very clearly how we define a relation from a Cartesian product of two sets. Okay, so if you have two sets, you can actually define a relation between two sets. So here I am defining a relation from the set S to the set S itself. So my two sets are same sets.
Done, sir. Done.
Done. Okay.
Yes, sir, done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Please see.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Huh?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, will there be questions in such a way that from set A to set B, when set A and set B are different?
I didn't understand. That is the question. Completed.
So no, sir. If here it is from set S to set S, sir.
Okay.
Will we be getting questions in such a way that it is from set A to set B, two different sets?
Why not?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Chalo, we got 98 responses. Do I have to wait one more minute or?
Sir, we are
So
done.
we
This is
discussed only half
Sir,
an hour
move
is
ahead,
left.
sir. Move ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Only half
Done,
an hour is left.
sir. You can move ahead.
Yeah. Okay, let us see. So many of you have given 4. Right. Some of you have given 6, 7. Okay, 9.
So what is the
How
actual
can this
answer?
be this particular thing? 75 से ऊपर?
The sets are 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 8, 5, 10.
इतने तो एलिमेंट भी नहीं थे.
हाँ, इतने एलिमेंट भी नहीं है. That is what my concern. आप देख रहे हो कि
Borrow the element.
I know this happens. That is why I won't point out. Remove कर दिया. Okay. Okay, let us see. So what we have to do is Hello? Any doubts? Okay, let me discuss this solution. So what you have to do is just write explicitly. Explicitly means just write what is set S, what are the elements are present in the set S, what are the elements present in R1, what are the elements present in R2. So once you write the sets, all the three sets, both relations and the set, then find what is R1 union R2. And after you get R1 union R2, then subtract R1 union R2 from R2. So R2 from R1 union R2. Then see the number of elements present in that particular set R1 union R2 minus R2. So,
Sir, actual answer.
Sir, actual answer पता चलेगा 2 मिनट रुको.
Sir, yes, 1 minute, sir. R1 union R2, and sir, from that we are subtracting R2. Right now, can I simply just remove the R2 and count the number of R1 directly?
See, many people are confusing this set subtraction. So it's not like you should remove R2. You have to remove the elements which are present in R1 intersection R2.
Yeah, element in R1 and element of R2. We are combining both. After that, we are removing the R2 part.
Okay, correct.
That means all R2 part will be removed from this R1 union R2. After that, we get the only R1 part. That R1 part is the cardinality of R1. That we can say directly the element present in R1, that is the cardinality of R1.
No, it's not the cardinality of R1. It's the cardinality of R1 minus R2.
Yeah, that means element present in R1 is the cardinality of the only R1 is the cardinality of this whole expression.
Yeah, same. Correct.
Some elements of R1 also got cancelled.
Yeah, R1 intersection R2 got cancelled.
Yeah. I am just referring to the only elements which are present in R1. R1 which the elements which are present only in R1, uska cardinality is same as the R1 union R2 minus R2. So those who are unable to solve this question, what you have to do is, first and foremost thing is write these sets R1 and R2 explicitly. Explicitly means you just write down all the elements. So what is R1? Which elements will contain in R1? The ordered pairs x comma y, where y is twice of x. Correct? And both x and y comes from set S. So here it is from 0 to 10. Set S contains all the natural numbers from 0 to 10. So when I consider x as 0, my y will be 0. When I consider x as x as 1, my y will be 2. X as 2, my y
Last
will be
is
4.
6, 12 is wrong.
6, 6, 12 will not be.
I know.
6, 12 is not possible, sir.
Ruko. Okay. So 2, when x is 2, y will be 4. So 2 comma 4 will be the element. Similarly, 3 comma 6, 4 comma 8, 5 comma 10. And when I take x as 6, so I can actually take x as 6. But when I take x as 6, my y will be 2 times of 6. It will be 12. And 12 will not be in the set S. So this particular 6 comma 12 will not be in our R1. So the only elements present in R1 will be 0 comma 0, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 6, 4 comma 8, 5 comma 10. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now similarly, we have R2. Write down R2. So R2 will be like, you take x0, my y will be 0. You take x1, my y will be 1. Because 1 square. When I take x is equals to 2, it will be 4 square, 2 square, 4. 3 square, 9. So the only elements will be 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 9. So once you have R1 and R2 with you, so I cannot consider this 4 comma 16. Understand that 4 comma 16 is from outside set S. So that is why these are the only elements in R1 and R2. Now in the step 2, what you have to do is, you find R1 union R2. So you just combine all the elements which are in R1 and R2. 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 10. From this I have to remove the elements which are in R2. Correct? So the elements which are in R2 are 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. So just remove these elements. We will be left with 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 8, 5, 10. Okay. So this will.
Sir,
So
I have one doubt. I have a question.
Okay, let me complete this. So the number of elements present in the set R1 union R2 minus R2 is the cardinality of the set. So the answer will be 4. Yeah. What is your doubt? Hello.
Sir, my doubt is if R2 is pointing minus.
R2 is?
We are reducing R2, right?
Yeah, we are removing R2.
Shall we not consider R1 intersection R2 to reduce?
Yeah, R1 intersection R2, R1 union R2 में है. It's already inside the R1 union R2. Okay. You don't need to. Now your sets are R1 union R2 and R2. So these are two sets. R1 union R2 is the new set here. So look it in that picture. So one set is R1 union R2, another set is R2. Now you have to remove elements from R1 union R2 which are present in R2. That is how set subtraction works. Okay.
Now we can move to next question.
Yeah. Okay. So the answer will be 4. Okay. So okay, I don't want to discuss this question because it is not related to our graded assignment. I thought if time is there, we can discuss.
Sir, could you please move to the previous slide, properties of relations? I'll just take a screenshot.
You will get these slides, don't worry. पूरा slides मिलेंगे. Okay, anyway, take the screenshot.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, I have a common doubt regarding email ID.
That I will take it. I have 2 more questions to discuss. Okay. Sorry. I can't take it now. I am already running out of time.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Okay. Let's come to functions. So yesterday we discussed what all the functions, how the function is defined from sets, right? Anil, sometimes look at whether we are on mute or unmute. Okay, functions are nothing but a relation where a special condition is imposed on it. So when I talk about relation, a relation will be mapped from one set to another set. Similarly, function is also same as relation. So function f will be mapped from one set to another set. And there are few terms in this function topic which are domain, codomain, and range. So domain is nothing but the input set. So for a function, there should be an input, there will be an input, and depending upon the input, there will be an output. This particular domain means the input set. So we are mapping from set A to set B. So from set A to set B. So here set A is the input set and set B is the output set. Okay. So domain is the input set, which is set A here. And the codomain is output set, which is set B. Now the third term is range. Range means the actual set of values output has taken. So depending upon the mapping, one particular element in set A will be mapped to one particular element in the set B. So depending upon the mapping, we will get to know the range. So the number of elements that are mapped to the number of elements in the set B that are mapped to set A, the total number will be all the numbers will be in the range, and the total number is nothing but the cardinality of the range. Okay, so let's move a little forward. There are two types of functions, which is one-to-one function, also called as injective function, and another thing is onto function, which is called as surjective. So once you know the definition of function here, this particular one-to-one and onto are just the classification of functions. So if this one particular function satisfies one property, which is for every element in set A, if it is mapping to unique element in set B, if this particular case is satisfied along with being function, then that particular function is classified into one-to-one function. So all those functions which satisfy this property, the property is from set A, if I choose any element, that particular element should be mapped to an unique element in set B. That means no other element in set A should be mapped to the same element in set B. Okay, if that is happening in the mapping, then that particular mapping is called as one-to-one function. So simply saying, different inputs should produce different outputs. So if I change my input value, my output should change. I shouldn't get the same for two different inputs. I shouldn't get same output value. So if I got the same output value, then that is not one-to-one function. If I am not getting same output value, if I am getting different inputs for every, if I am getting different outputs for every different inputs, then that particular function is called as one-to-one function. And similarly, onto is pretty straightforward when it comes to set mappings and everything. If your codomain is same as the range of the function, then that particular function is considered to be an onto function. That means whatever the codomain I have, or whatever the element I pick in my set B, there should be an element in set A that is mapped to this particular element. So all the elements in set B should be mapped to set A. Then I can say that particular mapping is called as onto mapping, onto function or surjective function. And F is bijective if both are satisfying, one-to-one and onto. If both the conditions are satisfying, then that particular function is called as a bijective function. So for example, look at it. Players is one set and teams is another set. So I have set A here, which are player set B here, which are team set. Now I am mapping each player to their respective teams. So Virat, Rohit, Rishabh, Root, Butler. So Virat will be mapped to India, Rohit will be mapped to India, Rishabh will be mapped to India, Root is mapped to England, Butler mapped to England. So here you see the domain will be Virat, Rohit, Rishabh, Root, Butler, because these are the input set, elements in the input set. And the codomain will be India, England, Australia, New Zealand. But range will be, so the only elements which are mapped from player set to team set is India and England. So the range will be India, England. Okay. See, you can see domain will be Virat, Rohit, Rishabh, Root, Butler. Codomain will be India, England, Australia, New Zealand. But range is India, England. So actual set of output values. So for 3 inputs, I am getting India as my output. For 2 other inputs, I am getting England as my output. So only outputs I am going to get is India. Actual outputs I am going to get is India and England. So that will be the range. And if you observe here, codomain is not equal to the range. So this mapping is not onto. Similarly, you can see Virat, Rohit and Rishabh. 3 different inputs, but 3 different inputs I am getting the same output India. So even this is also not a one-to-one function. Okay. This is about a brief introduction of functions, onto functions, and one-one function. So if at all, how we use this basic definitions of functions in problems like this. So now I define a function f, n to n, natural numbers to natural numbers. as follows. Here also consider the set starting from natural number starting from 0, and I define my function as, so this is how function we define. F of n is the output and small n is the input. So my f of n I am defining, if my input is odd number, then my output will be n plus 1 by 2. If my input is an even number, my output will be n by 2. So that means I have one set of natural numbers on one side, and I have another set of natural numbers on the other side. I am defining a function from this particular natural set to another natural number set, such that if my input is, let's say, 1 is an odd number. If my input is 1, my output should be 1 plus 1 by 2. So 1 will be mapped to 1 plus 1 by 2 is 1. So 1 will be mapped to 1. So this is how the mapping will be, and this is how the function representation. So what I
Sorry
want
to
is,
interrupt, sir, but if we have to take two inputs, like one for odd and two for even, or we have to take only one?
see, input depends on, see, if I am taking an odd input, like let's say 3, 5, 9, 15, these are all odd inputs, right? So when I input that, my output will be n plus 1 by 2. But when I am inputting 2, 4, 0, 8, 12,
Got it, sir. Got it.
these numbers, it will give me output as n by 2. So all the natural numbers will be mapped. So our set A, complete set A, which is a set of natural numbers, and each natural number is either even or odd. Okay, what I want is whether this, if I define my function like this, is this function 1 to 1 or not? Yes, no, or we cannot say.
No, sir, not 1 to 1.
अरे सर अभी ज्वाइन किया हो क्या?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay, I got already 9900. Yeah. Right. This is pretty easy. If questions are like this, whether it is one-to-one functions or not, you try to come up with a contradiction. So for two different inputs, if I am able to show the same output is, if I am getting the same output, then I can say it is not one-to-one. And if I am not able to bring that, then that particular thing will 99.999 cases it will be 1-1 function. So our idea is like you should come up with some contradiction such that it breaks the property of one-to-one function. So if you are unable to come up with a contradiction with very basic natural numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, not more than 7 or 8, you need to check. Below 5 itself you will get to know whether that is one-to-one function or not. Okay.
So just to confirm that we've got it right with the team here. So the input 2 gives an output 2, and that's why it's not 1-to-1. Is that correct? I mean, when input 3. Let's say 3 plus 1, 4 divided by 2 gives you 2.
And 4.
I just want to confirm on which one it's not 1-to-1, so that I confirm that I got the workout correct.
See, if you can come up with one particular example, it's fine. It's not no need to be the same example. One might come with 0 and 1. Sorry, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So every consecutive
all consecutive numbers.
Every consecutive number fails the property of 1-to-1. So even if you get one case, in one particular case, if your property is breaking, 1-to-1 function, the property is breaking, then it will not be a 1-to-1 function.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So here, yeah, I can see many people have.
So basically, there should not be a common element between the two if the function is to be 1-to-1. Is that correct?
A common element means, yeah, from set A, no two different elements should map to the same element in the set B. I shouldn't get the same output if I take two different inputs.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So identify domain, codomain. Domain is 0, 1, 2, 3, set of natural numbers. Codomain is also 0, 1, 2, 3. So once I have that, So I will start with the domain values. So if you see here, f of 1, just consider f of 1. 1 is an odd number. So if I input odd number, my output will be 1 plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2. So 1 plus 1 by 2 is 1. And I can get this 1 output if I input 2. So 2 is an even number. If I input even number, my output will be n by 2. So 2 by 2 will be 1. So if I input 1 or if I input 2, I am going to get the same output 1. So that means the property of one-to-one function is failed. For two different inputs, 1 comma 2, I am getting the same output value 1. So it is not a one-to-one function. The answer is no. So similarly, try this. Now I am defining a function from n to r, set of natural numbers to the set of real numbers. So
Sir, sorry to interrupt. I have a doubt. In the previous one, is it an on-to function?
is it an on-to function? Is it? Yeah, it is an on-to function.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not discussing on-to because we are more worried about graded assignment part. Okay. See, the main agenda of this session is related to graded assignment only.
We're done.
Okay. So now the set of natural numbers to the set of real numbers I am defining. If n is odd, square root n plus 1. If n is even, square root n. Is f one-to-one function or not? Yes, no, cannot be determined.
सर ऐसी कोई एक्सप्रेशन है जिसमें ऑप्शन 3 यूज हो?
एक्सप्लेनेशन है इसमें? Which one?
मतलब ऐसी कोई भी एक्सप्रेशन है मैथ की जिसमें कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड ऑप्शन यूज हो?
अरे no. Sometimes if I didn't define the function, see if I defined it for n greater than or equal greater than 5 and n less than 5, if I didn't define for n is equals to 5, then in that case we say cannot define. If I didn't define the function completely, then you are not able to say whether it is one. So see, as of now in this particular course it cannot be determined वाला नहीं होगा. I just wanted to increase one more option. Just check करेंगे कि students, even I saw some 6 or 7 responses who answer cannot be determined. I hope they are not even seeing options. अपने आप कुछ भी डाल दे रहे हैं, ऐसा हो सकता है.
हाँ, क्वेश्चनों में ट्रिक बहुत किया जाता है ये तो. क्वेश्चनों में ट्रिक बहुत किया जाता है.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
I have a doubt, sir. Will other types of function come in this course, sir, like many one and one many?
So one many is not even a function, first of all.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Define it by yourself.
So many one is nothing but not one-to-one functions, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, one-to-one. See, not is everywhere. We will define mathematics में क्या होता है कि we will define something, we will define not. So it will include everything. So if we define what we say a natural number, and we will define what is not, what exactly not means, then there will be not natural numbers case also. अपने आप आ जाता है not natural numbers, no, which are not natural numbers, which are not. We define few things and we define not. We will combine those two. So one-to-one functions, not one-to-one functions are nothing but many-to-one functions.
We can move to answers.
Yeah. So,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, see, इसमें भी 5 people में बोला, फिर भी 5 people gave cannot be determined. Okay.
They'll change now. They will change their options now.
No, they are not worried about that thing also. One guy worried. See, they just simply answer it and they will कुछ भी कर देता है because video on नहीं करेंगे, nothing. No one knows what is doing? ऐसे ही रख के चले जाएगा, कुछ भी हो सकता है. There will be this kind of. Okay, the same thing, same approach.
One thing I want to ask.
Huh? I didn't get you. No.
How will you record this attendance?
See, this is
Like last time I'm active in CT sessions, but my marks is not updated. So
that is because, see, this attendance and everything, these bonus marks are valid. We will give you bonus marks only if your grade is going to change. If we give that bonus marks and if your grade is not changing, then we gave it 0 itself. We are not increasing the marks. We just gave that bonus marks. If we give that bonus marks, if the student is upgrading his grade, then we gave the bonus marks.
So how to upgrade a grade?
How to?
Upgrading the grade means performance regarding
मतलब
exams.
See, the thing is, आपको 78 आया है and 80 पे 80 is the cutoff for A grade, and you are at 78 and you
It is
got
just
B
like
grade.
round off.
Okay,
At that point, what we do is we will see this particular attendance of you, how many sessions you have attended,
Just
how
a
many
grading,
discourse
grading system.
That's work on my grade. I thought so.
No.
Sir, how do
Sir, where can we find out our attendance
इसीलिए
records?
मैं उसके बाद ही I don't bring it. See, मेरा sessions तो इसमें discussion करने में भी time हो जाएगा. If you ask that those questions, it will get
Then let's
delayed
move
for
on
him.
with the question. We'll
Sir,
put an
please.
email to the sir.
Yeah, let me complete. If you still have doubts, I can extend it for 10 to 15 minutes after that my questions.
No issues.
Sir, is grading relative or absolute, sir?
अभी बोला था सूर्य. It is absolute. Don't worry. But these questions, let's keep it at the end. Okay, the same thing. Identify the domain and codomain. Here it is a set of real numbers. So now I just have to bring some two different inputs where I will get the same output. So just consider n is equals to 3 and n is equals to 4. So when I take n is equals to 3, it falls under n is odd case. So it is root n plus 1. So it will be root 3 plus 1, which will be 2. Root 4, 2. Again, if I take 4, 4 is an even number. If I take even number as my input, it will be root n. So root 4 is nothing but 2. So for same input value, two different input values, 3, 4, we got the same output value 2. Therefore, it is not a one-to-one function.
Sir,
Yeah.
if we take 1 in place of n, then this function, whatever the output, becomes irrational. So from this also we can conclude that this is not one-to-one.
Why?
Because the codomain is the real number, sir. But what we are getting in the output is a irrational number, sir.
Irrational number is a real
numbers
number.
are in real.
See, real number contains irrational numbers and rational numbers.
Okay. Sorry, sir.
Okay, the answer is no. And
Sir, if we put 0 for n, that times
root 0.
Root 0. One is a root 1, another one is a root 0.
One is a
for function f of n equal to under root n plus 1 and another one is root n. If I put 0 for n, for first one, for odd part, we get under root 1. For even part, we get under root 0. Okay, sir.
No. Depending, see, 0 ऊपर नीचे क्यों डाल रहा है? I don't see. 0 is an even number.
Okay,
so if your input is an even number, then you have to substitute in the below thing. Here.
Yes, sir. Here.
0 is an even number.
How can I say 0 is an even?
Because it is divisible by 2.
Sir, question when is?
In this course, we have considered the 0.
Not in this course.
Okay.
In mathematics, 0 is an
Please
even number.
show the question once.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Just
sir.
a minute, sir. Okay, 0 is an even number. Okay.
Okay. This is
Before
0
that
is an even number. So when I am putting or inputting 0, that means n is an even number case, it will come under n is even case. So it will
Yes,
be,
sir.
you should take root n case. You shouldn't
Yes.
substitute in the above one.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, is there any more question?
Is there? No, this is the final question I have for today. Yeah, those who
Sir, is
are
D
done.
also a set because R is real numbers and then Z obviously. Then is D just a symbol or is it also a set here in this?
Hey, D is a set which is subset of Z, set of integers. Okay, D represents here domain, the domain set. You see. Yeah, this is the question. Question is, suppose f is defined from some set D to real numbers, where D is the subset of integers. So I cannot take all the integers. That we will get to know why. So that will be a subset of, I am taking inputs as some integers, which is subset of integers, and I define my function like this: f of x is equals to square root x plus 3 divided by x minus 5. Now my question is, let A be the set of integers which are in the domain of f. Okay. So I am defining some new set here. A be the set of integers which are in the domain of f. Then which of the following is the set A? So I want all the integers which are in the domain, which are in the set D. So yeah, this particular option represents these are in set of all integers such that option A tells that set of all integers such that integers are greater than or equals to 3 except 5. So option A tells me that. So that means the set will be, if I write it explicitly, the set will be 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on to infinity. And similarly B is the set of all integers which are greater than or equal to minus 3 removing 5. And C and D are the same thing. The set of all integers which are greater than or equals to minus 3, the set of all integers which are greater than or equals to 3.
Actually, Sir Bala here. So I can what need to be, what is the input and what is need to be find in this question.
In this question,
Yeah.
question, what you have to find is, you have to find the set of all integers so that those integers I can put it as an input. So input means if I substitute in place of x, if I substitute that particular integer, I should get f of x should be like well defined. Well defined means I should get a real number, real output. It shouldn't go complex. Okay. See, simple cases like if I substitute 5, if I substitute 10. So if I take 10 in place of x, so what will be f of 10?
Sir, done, sir.
10 in place of x.
Square root 13 over 5.
The root of 13 will be the top, then 5 is the bottom.
5 is the bottom. Root 13 by 5, whether it is a real number or not.
13 is
Root
not
13
a real number.
Real number. So that means I can input
Correct.
10. So x can take 10 value because f of 10 I am getting real number. Okay. So like this, I want the set of all integers like this, like 10. How many other integers are there so that I can substitute in this in place of x such that I will get a real output. I want that set. set of all integers I can substitute in place of x. Got it?
Yeah, got it. But there is an in every function we have a that means we will define this is the less than 21 or something. We will define it. Here there is no limit, so
No limit.
that is
See, I want all the integers which are actually defined. Set of all the integers. That is why we have infinite sets in the answers. So the set will not be finite. So whatever the options you see, those are infinite sets. There are infinite number of integers that satisfy. I can actually substitute and I will get a positive. I will get a real output. Okay, 103 responses. Done?
Done, sir.
Let's see.
Done, sir.
Okay, most of you have given 7. Option B. Good. Okay. So
That's
when
also
I wanted
simple
to,
one.
okay, when I wanted to define the domain of any given function, when I wanted to see what all the elements present in this particular domain set D, so what I have to make sure is when I input some real number into my function, if I am getting my output in the real or whatever the codomain is there. So here the codomain is set of real numbers. So my output should be inside the codomain only. If I am getting my output inside the codomain, then that particular input is a valid input, and that particular input will go into the domain set. And all such inputs, combining all such inputs is nothing but the domain set. If I combine all such inputs in one set, then that particular set can be called as the domain set. Here what I have to do is, there are two expressions. One is root x plus 3 and another one is x minus 5. So we need to check these two expressions for the domain. So this root x plus 3 is in the numerator and denominator is x minus 5 is in the denominator. So once I see here root x plus 3, so what all integers I can substitute in place of x such that this particular root x plus 3 gives me a real output, not the complex output. So in order to get a real output, we know that the square root, inside square root, whatever is there, that shouldn't be negative. If that is negative, under root negative is a complex number. So under root x plus 3, that particular x plus 3 which is inside the square root, that particular x plus 3 should be greater than or equal to 0. Correct? So that means x should be greater than or equal to minus 3. So whatever the x I am going to take, that should be greater than or equal to minus 3, because the output should be a real number. So if I take less than minus 3, what happens? If I take minus 5 or minus 10 or minus 20, if I take inputs like that, it will be root over minus 20 plus 3, which is root over minus 17. So root over minus 17, this is a complex number. So we don't want to deal with complex numbers. See, whatever the integer number I take which is less than minus 3, I am going to get a complex number in the numerator. So my x should be greater than or equal to minus 3. And the other thing is, I have x minus 5 in the denominator. So my denominator shouldn't be equal to 0. This is a well-known statement. Correct? My denominator should not be equal to 0. 1 by 0 or 2 by 0 is not defined. So that means if I input x is equals to 5 in the function, if I input x is equals to 5 in the function, my denominator is getting 0, and I am not going to get a valid output, or I will not get an output which is of a real number. So that means that will not fall in the domain set. So what I got is my x should be greater than or equal to minus 3 from the numerator expression, and my x shouldn't be equal to 5 from the denominator. So ultimately my set will be, set of all integers that will be in the domain of f will be x greater than or equal to minus 3 and x not equal to 5. So I guess this is option B.
Sir, Can we write this set A in an interval form?
This is integer. This is not continuous.
No, like the elements which will be in set A should not be in the domain, otherwise the function will become complex number, whatever the output it comes. So what will be the interval, like minus open interval minus infinity to -3 and then one close interval 5? Is this the correct one or something else, sir?
No. See, when you are talking about intervals, see 1, 2, interval 1, 2. In that particular interval, every real number between 1, 2 exists inside that. Or if I say 3 minus infinity to -3, what you said. So that particular interval contains set of all real numbers. So that is like -4.271 will also come inside that set, inside that interval. Here I am talking about only integers. The integers are placed on the number line. Integers are placed discretely. Like -1 is far from -2, -2 is far from -3, 0 is far from some 5. So you cannot actually represent this in interval forms.
Sir, but domain is the integer, no sir?
Domain is the set of integers, correct?
So then also we cannot write, sir?
No. See, set of integers, you cannot write it in the interval form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, think about
Sir?
this also. So we have found the set of integers which are in the domain of F.
Sir, complement of everything and plus 5.
Sir, if we consider -3 in the numerator, then it will be -3 plus 3.
Correct.
And it will become 0. What will be root of 0?
Square root of 0 is 0, right?
0 by, then it will be
it's
-8, right, sir?
0 by -8 is 0.
0 by anything is 0.
Yeah.
0 by anything
divided
is 0. Anything by 0 is infinity, right, sir?
Not defined.
Not defined?
Yeah, not defined.
Yes, not defined.
0 by anything is 0. So
by
that is under real number. Right, sir. Thank you.
Sir, will you be taking more questions?
No, done.
Sir, one thing. Sir,
can we leave if you don't have any questions?
Yeah. Those who are done, you can leave.
Sir, here, if we choose option number 1, x z is greater than 3,
minus
what? 1. There are two options here.
Yeah.
Z is greater than 3 and another one is Z is greater than equal to -3. If I choose first one, so what will happen?
See, here you can consider it as A and B, both are correct, because I didn't mention that all statement. So let A be the set of all integers which are in the domain of F. If I say all, then you have to consider each and every integer which gives me a positive output, which gives me a real output. So then option B will be correct.
If we mention all, then D will correct. If you not mention all,
will be correct.
D. If you not mention all, then A will correct. A and B both are correct.
A can also be correct, but my intention is set of all integers. I just forget that all word in.
Sir, if people are leaving and I'm not
what
taking
is the
extra
answer?
time, could
It
you
is B,
explain
right?
the
It is B.
relation,
Answer
please?
is B.
Sir, how do we find out of domain F, which are not in domain F?
That you have to think. That is why I gave this. You should think.
Sir, it is so
Sir.
difficult. That is a very difficult because some
That is
clue
not
can you
difficult.
give?
See,
Okay.
which are in domain, the set of integers which are in domain of F. The set of integers which are not in the domain of. See, it's a complement, right?
Complete plus 5.
It will be just the complement, sir.
But it is going infinite, no? Because that which is in limit we found.
Even this is also infinite.
That's the universal set.
Because some
consider
question
the
is
set of
okay.
Integers.
Okay.
You consider set of integers. You just remove these integers which are in the domain of F. You will get the integers which are not in the domain of F.
Because there are there are some question they are asking cardinality of that one which is not in domain. That is unlimited, no? Because how do we know what are all?
It would be limited. Sorry to interrupt, but it would be limited. You just have to find whether the function is defined for that or not. That's so simple.
I think Mr. Shukla was very rude. I was trying to ask sir something. Sir, after you've cleared all their doubts, in case it doesn't take too much time, could you kindly readdress my doubt on the relation of sets, please, very briefly? I'll revisit Mukund sir's lecture as well, but that would actually help me correlate. Otherwise, I won't be able to ask a live question if required.
Okay, see, if I start it should not be like a brief. Okay.
5-10 minutes? No, not in 5-10
Okay.
minutes, sir.
Let's do one thing.
Sir, I have some questions.
Go through the
Miss
lecture one.
Sukanya, let her answer first. Yes, sir.
Just go to the lecture. We have Friday session, which is on the morning. Correct?
Sir, I have to do the assignment. I'm unable to do the assignment. That is going over my head.
Okay, चलो एक काम करते हैं. Do you understand Hindi?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you answering in any of the discussion forums, or are you active in that?
Yes, sir. I read. I haven't answered much, but I do read.
You read, right? Let's do one thing. You just open a new thread. Just ask this question.
Sir,
don't take me wrong.
I have already searched it. If you can't explain, if you don't have the time, that's fine.
It's very difficult now.
But that's all right, sir.
You can post the question in the group. Maybe someone can answer it and
So someone had asked, Avinash, that is a concept that I need to understand live. That's why I joined this one specially and I waited.
Actually, which concept you want to learn? Sorry to interrupt. Which concept you want to learn?
Sir, this is related to the relation of sets. The way where it said.
Just go to the
Okay.
first live session which was happened on Friday.
If you are not able to understand, I can recommend a YouTube video. You can watch and all your relation concepts will be clear. I can share that link in chat if sir allow me.
Please do.
Yeah, even you can watch the previous videos which sir explained earlier in earlier batches.
Right.
With
My suggestion
same
is
concepts.
just go back to the first live session which you had on Friday early morning. Just
I'll
open YouTube, it won't
revisit
take
that
much
again, sir. If there's a live question, then I'll revisit. I'll see.
Even
what
in earlier batches, sir explained now.
Sapna, I need a live thing with that. It's not that I haven't watched.
Actually, this is not like a revision session. This is like a problem solving session. So it can be.
That's a problem, Mr. Bhatt. That's a problem. Let's be.
Yeah, excuse me. Actually, you have not gone through the videos, I suppose. So I think that's a big problem.
Why are you assuming?
Okay. Don't argue. Don't argue. I'm sharing link to Bala. I'm sharing link. Just don't argue. Easy.
You're involving everyone.
I've asked sir a question after the class has gotten over and the questions are over. If he doesn't have time, he can communicate it to me directly. I don't need you to intervene.
Okay.
Because I'm the part of the session, that's why.
Can you send the questions? Maybe we can explain.
It will be. See, any other doubts? Normal, casual.
Sir, one question, sir.
With the slides.
Sir. Apart from whatever the question we are getting in the practice assignment and the questions after the lecture, is there any platform or a portal where we can get more questions related to the particular topic so that we can practice better, sir?
NCRT.
NCRT, sir. Okay.
Class 11th and 12th.
Okay.
And also within a week, I am just telling in the start of the session also, we will be releasing some short notes kind of thing.
Sir,
kind of thing.
During
get some more problems.
Sir, during orientation, someone explained that in practice assignments, there are questions, but it get refreshed and we get new questions. Sir, is there anything like that?
Yes. Please, there are some. In mathematics, no.
In mathematics, it is not available, sir.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so for practice, we need to go for NCRT.
Yeah, NCRT.
Okay, sir.
Sir.
Yeah. Any doubts related to these slides?
Sir, I have a doubt in activity questions.
Okay.
Sir, can you go to question number 3, which you showed, like the relation R1, R2, question number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, this one. So you said like in R2 we need to consider 0, 0 also a set, right? I mean element, right? So can we consider like 0, 0 in R1 also?
Yeah, you should consider.
Okay, got it. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other doubts related to these particular slides out of these 67 slides?
Sir,
Sir,
is
the
there any
last
special
question.
suggestion for? Excuse me.
Yeah, last
Sir,
question.
is there any special suggestion? Is there any special suggestion for working professional, because we are working for 11 hours in office and it's little hard to spare 5 or 6 hours a daily.
Yeah,
So is there any special suggestion for
I
short?
understand. See, the thing is, you no need to be mandatory to these live sessions. Okay? Just relax. Just go back. Relax. When you find time, just make this particular session 1.5 or 2x speed and watch this live session. Understand if you have any doubts, just post it in the discussion forum or Discord. We will try to respond there. If you still have doubts, then you try to come for at least one of the live sessions. You just post your query well ahead of the session starting, so that instructor will take your question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Sir,
we
you
are
said
doing
that,
that, but thanks for your time, extra time.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
sir, you
Sir,
said that PPT will be available in the portal, right?
Which
Tomorrow
one?
morning. No.
अरे थोड़ा आवाज slightly पीछे से चले गए आवाज. Someone said something. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, can
sir,
I
in the
ask
last
one question?
question, if we need to find cardinality, how we can find, sir?
Cardinality you cannot find. See, that is why I asked you the set. Cardinality will be infinite here. See, in graded assignment question, that is a different part. Okay. There you will get a finite number of integers such that it will not be in the domain of F. Then if it is finite, your set is finite, then the cardinality is the number of elements you have to count in that set.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Here you have infinite set. We got the answer as infinite set. The cardinality will be infinite here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. But the process is like this. So what you have to do is you have to identify which integers gives me real outputs, which integers are not giving me real outputs. So there will be numerator, denominator, square root, and everything. Everything is common. Okay. You follow this procedure, you will get the answer
Okay,
for
sir.
that particular graded question. And also look at which are in the domain of F or which are not in the domain of F. So don't confuse. Read the question twice before you answer.
Okay, sir. But I'm getting infinite set only, sir.
You are getting infinite set, huh? Just try redo it.
Yes,
If
sir.
it is wrong, we will give you ad score. Don't worry. Okay. If the
Okay,
question
sir.
is wrong and if you are right, then you will definitely get a ad score. But my suggestion is just try twice or thrice again.
Okay, sir. Sir, then I have a doubt in practice assignment, sir.
Practice assignment. Okay.
Can we leave, sir?
Yeah, those who are done, you can leave.
Thank you so much, sir. Good night.
Okay, good night. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot
for
for
your
joining
time.
and have a good day.
So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
Sir, can
What?
I ask one question, sir?
No. Someone
Thank you,
asked
sir.
that practice
Rachel.
assignment. Is it small doubt or big explanatory doubt?
Sir, I don't know how to do that sum, sir.
What is the question? Just read out the question.
One
Okay.
minute, sir.
Meanwhile, any other doubts? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
have
One
some
very
doubts in.
small doubt. You can answer it orally.
Yeah.
No need to say. Sir, when we include open interval and close interval as a union, like for example, open interval 0, 0.1, close interval, and we put union and then another brackets. So my question is, when we take union, it is and or or?
Or.
It is
Union is
all.
or.
Union
You should
is
include the combined region. You should combine both the intervals.
okay. So it's or.
Yeah, or.
And what
Or
about
is like union.
common? The inverted union? I don't know what it
That is
called.
intersection.
Yeah,
Intersection is like
intersection. It would be and
intersection
or.
is like And.
Okay, it would be add. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, can I have?
Yeah.
Sir, can I
Abhi,
have
yeah.
that? Sir, we discussed that P by Q is rational number. If number is in rational number, then you have it has to be in P by Q form, and PQ are integers, right, sir?
Correct.
If I'm saying that if P is in root number, like root 3, root 5, root 7, root 10, something, anything it is in root, and denominator is like normal number 2, 3, 5, 7, then it is also a irrational number, right, sir?
Yeah, correct. Irrational.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Both your P and Q should be integers.
Okay, sir.
AQ 1.11
So,
number 6.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, even if we are going to week 2 later, when we have a session next, can we discuss some questions from the week 1?
Week 1. Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, sir. Actually, I had some questions from activity question.
Then it is also a irrational number, right, sir?
Yeah, you're right. Irrational.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I read the question?
Yeah. Read the question.
I have one question. I'm just confused in finite number. Can we tell me that which numbers comes under a finite number?
Number comes under a finite number. I didn't understand.
I'm confused in finite number because in lectures, some of lecture, the lecturer use a finite number. I was stuck. Wow. I mean, if we count a finite number, which numbers comes under the finite number?
Still, I didn't get this, but I will try to answer what I understood. Finite numbers, I hope you are referring to sets.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. In your particular set, if you have infinite number of elements inside it, the infinite number of elements means, let's say, I'm considering set of natural numbers. So it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. It will go and so on.
Okay.
It won't stop.
It's I mean, it's odd or even both number can be included, right?
Yeah, set of natural numbers are odd, even, both. Even the set of even numbers, if I say set of even numbers, so it will be like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. उसके बाद भी है 14, and 14 next there will be 16, and so on. There will not be any end. So this set is an infinite set.
Okay. So can I ask one question more? In assignment number 6, the question number 3, which is given, which of the following set comparison defines square of the first 100 natural numbers, right? So I have assumed in a lecture that it was still 100, but answer was still 1000 or 10,000. So how come it's still 10,000? Option was 3, right?
Can you read out the question again? Which of the?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the square root of 10,000 is 100. That is the how.
Oh, that thing, the lecture thing.
Can you repeat the question number?
Yeah, it's a question number 3 from assignment number 6.
Activity questions, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. See, that is, I guess, which of the following set represents the set of 100 natural numbers? Is that the question?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. See, that option, if you see, we are considering, I guess, that is root n, square root n, such that n is a natural number as well as square root n is a natural number.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, got it.
Is that right? Yeah. See, your n should be natural number as well as your square root n should be natural number. And also I want the set of natural numbers till 100. You write that set explicitly, na? You write take n is equals to 1. So square root of 1 is 1. You take n is equals to 2. Square root of 2 is not a natural number, so you cannot take n is equals to 2. Like this, you can take n is equals to 4, n is equals to 9, n is equals to 16. Like this. If you try to write the set, you will get root 1, root 4, root 9, root 16, root 25, root 36, 49, like this. So
Right.
this, if you simplify this, you will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. If you take n is equal to 10,000.
Okay.
Okay. Square root of 10,000 is 100. So you will get till 100.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank you.
one silly question. Just last, subset 2n. We know that number of total subsets are 2n. But if we have how many subsets of element 2 are possible or element 4 are possible, what is the shortcut to obtain the answer?
See, Abhi
Like we
involves.
can make subset manually, but is there any formula for that?
You did stats.
Yeah, I did
Have you
stats.
did stats? You know combinations.
Combinations a little bit, not deep.
उसका use ऐसे करता है little bit. If you want a simpler answer, like if I have given you a set of 4 elements, if I ask you the number of subsets which have only 2 elements, so it's just like out of the 4 elements, I should pick 2 elements. Okay, so if your set is 1, 2, 3, 4, so I wanted the number of subs which have 2 elements inside. That means I have to choose 2 elements out of 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's like 4 out of 4, I have to choose 2. It's like 4C2. So you will have 6. You don't worry. See, why I am not
Okay, and नहीं sir, ये
confident to
इस type
say
के
is because
इस type के questions like they I don't have so much time to spare for that, you know. ये सब questions फटाफट हो जाने चाहिए, and we have to spare time for long term
you
questions.
don't have time or you don't want to spend time.
नहीं, I don't want to spend time क्योंकि मैंने last qualifiers दिया था and I was
You don't
not qualified in maths only, and I have scored well in all 3 subjects. So main option would be maths में ज़्यादा time दिया था मैंने छोटे questions पे, that's why.
So you did statistics, na?
Yeah, I did stats first 4 weeks.
Combination.
Sir, वो आगे है. It would be in future. No, first week में नहीं है sir.
Oh, it's in
First week में नहीं है sir. First
okay,
week में नहीं है. That's why I'm asking for some small formula type of thing so that we can solve the question in seconds and move further. Okay, if it will take time, you can explain it in future. If it will take time.
See, okay. As of now, see, try to solve explicitly only. See, we start from basics. Okay, we need everyone to understand what is happening actually inside of
Sir,
a computer.
When will we have the on-demand session for math 1, sir?
Math 1, I hope we will have it from next week. Most probably from next week. See, whatever you are studying now can be done using computers. Correct. This particular addition, subtraction, or multiplication, or big calculation, everything can be done by machines, computers. Nowadays, no one will be interested to sit and multiply 961 with 42. Correct.
Exactly. Yes,
but the key idea behind starting from the basics is because you should know what is actually happening. That is why if we ask the questions like how many number of subsets of element 2, you should be able to write actually the number of sets. You should be able to write it from the bigger set. Number of subsets you should be able to write it from the bigger set. It's not like formula de do, substitute karunga, I want the answer. We need right from the basics. We just wanted to check from the basics.
So can you please help me solve one question from an activity question 1.11?
Let me
Sir.
share that particular screen. See, my problem is if I start now, I won't end it. Okay, bolo.
So it's question number 2 from activity question 1.11.
Just read out the question. I
Okay,
just have
sir.
to again go back, open that.
Yes, sure. So the product of the minimum value of the function fx is equal to 9 mod of x minus 8 and the maximum value of the function gx 11 minus mod of x plus 8. Yes, sir. So the product value of this minimum value and maximum value. So how do we find out the product?
Okay, tell me. We will start from what we know. Okay. So mod x. How will this mod x be?
Sir, it convert negative value to positive value.
It will always be greater than or equal to 0. This, do we know?
Yes, sir.
This particular mod x will always be greater than or equal to 0. Correct? It will not go negative.
Yes, sir.
So what is the minimum value this mod x can take?
0.
0, sir. Yeah.
0. So in order to get the minimum value of this particular function, you have to have, see, you have a minus b. So this particular thing, how much small this a b, then we will get the complete a minus b will be the smallest one. Correct?
Got it, sir. So the minimum value should be 0 over here.
No, it's not 0. This takes 0. So that means 9 times 0 minus 8 is the value I can get, minimum value I can get from this function.
Okay, sir. So 1.
Is this 1? 9 times 0 minus 8. What is?
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, it's a minus 8.
Right. So if you draw the graph also, do you know the graph? So you will see the graphs in upcoming weeks. Okay? If you know the graph, mod x graph. So mod x graph will be like this. Okay. And if you know mod x, then it is very easy to draw this particular 9 mod x minus 8. It will be something like this. And the minimum value you can see it is at minus 8. As for the graphs, if you know the graphs and everything, you don't worry if you don't know. You follow this procedure. Mod x will never be less than 0. So the minimum value mod x can take is 0. So other than that, if I take any other value, this particular value is positive, and positive minus 8, something greater than minus 8 only. You won't get less than minus 8. So minus 8 is the minimum value. Similarly, I want the maximum value. The same approach. X plus 8 will always be greater than or equal to 0. So as I want the maximum value, the subtraction should be the smallest one. So when will x plus 8 be equal to 0?
Minus 8.
When x takes minus 8. Correct? When x is taking minus 8, what is the maximum value g of x can take?
11.
11. So the minimum value we got is minus 8 and the maximum value we got is 11. So the product of minus 8 to 11 is?
सर g of x भी तो मिनिमम वैल्यू ही ले रहा है 11
g of x तो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ले रहा है
सर बट x में 0 पुट करने पे सिर्फ
नहीं, बट द क्वेश्चन कह रहा है ना, क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग कि मैक्स वैल्यू कब होगी, इस फंक्शन की मैक्स वैल्यू कब होगी, तो x माइनस मॉड x प्लस 8 की वैल्यू मैक्सिमम तभी होगी जो सर ने भी एक्सप्लेन किया.
See, this is function is 11 minus mod x plus 8. So this mod x plus 8 या तो 0 होगा नहीं तो 0 से ज्यादा होगा. अगर 0 से ज्यादा हुआ तो this function g of x will be 11 minus something. 11 से कम होगा. But we want the maximum value. So in order to get the maximum value, the subtraction should be minimum. So कम number से subtract करना है. And that कम number, if it is 0, then it will be like 11 minus 0. कुछ subtract नहीं करना पड़ेगा and the max value will be 11 itself. anything other than x is equals to minus 8, any other number you substitute, you will get output as output which is less than 11. So that will not be the maximum value. So here the maximum
सर अगर
value
हमें
है,
maximum
minimum
value of
value
fx
है.
निकालना होता तो
We just want product of it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I understood.
Okay. And
Sir,
yeah,
in the practice assignment question, they gave a function and it is a multiple select question, sir.
tell me the question. No?
Question. G of x equal to
Okay.
x of g of x minus 1 plus g of
Wait.
x
Plus
minus
g of
x minus 2 for all x greater than or equal to 2.
Okay.
Such that g of 0 equal to 1, g of 1 equal to 0.
Okay.
Then
Now,
s1 equal to a flower bracket x, then bar g of x is even x less than or equal to 5. S2.
Okay, पहले let's say S1.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I will tell you S1 how to solve S1. You try to get S2, set S2.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, now our g of x is defined like this for all x greater than or equal to 2. So here I suppose x belongs to natural numbers. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I just simply see what all numbers I have. So g of 0 I know, g of 1 I know. I can get the value of g of 2. So if I substitute x is equals to 2, I get 2 times of, this is g of, just substitute x is equals to 2 here. Okay. We want g of x is even till x less than or equals to 5. Okay. We get all the values g of 0, g of 2, g of 3, g of 4, g of 5. Then we will see which all numbers are even. Okay. So just substitute x is equals to 2 here. I get 2 minus 1 which is g of 1 plus g of 2 minus 2 which is 0. Correct?
Yes, sir.
From here substitute x is equals to 2. So just substitute x is equals to 2. Okay, you will get 2 times of g of 1 plus g of 0. Now this is g of 1, it is given. G of 0, it is given. Just substitute these values, you are going to get 2.
Okay, sir, I understood.
Got g of 2. Similarly, g of 3, g of 4, and g of 5. So what is g of 3? Just substitute it.
3 of g of 2
Plus g of 1.
plus g of 1.
So 3 times of g of 2 is 2 plus g of 1 is 0. So it will be 6. Similarly, AB 4 times g of 3 plus g of 2. This will be 4 times 6 plus 2, which is something 32. Similarly, 5 times of g of 4 plus g of 3. 5 times of 4 plus 6. Sorry, g of 4 is 32 plus 6. Even this is also an even number. Okay. So what we
Okay,
want
sir.
is if g of x is even, we want that x value. So this is even, we want this x value. This is even, we want this x value. So that means,
Okay, sir.
yeah, except 0, we will have, in this set we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my answer. This is how you will get S2, S3 also. Depending upon the condition, look at the condition and this condition.
The 0 will not come in that set, sir.
0 will not come because G of 0 is 1. So 1 is not an even number, right?
G of... Okay, sir.
See, G of 0 is not even. G of 0 is odd. So 0 will not come in this set.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's...
So,
So just a question, a small
I have a
question.
doubt in solving injectivity and surjectivity. Can you help me with it?
Can you go back to the yesterday's live session?
Sir, I have understood the concept of injectivity and surjectivity, but when it's come to applying it in questions, I am unable to find the answer and solve it. Just with one example, can you show me how to solve so that I will solve the rest?
Can you give me the example?
Yes, sir. Sir, 7x fx equals to 7x plus 6 upon 3x.
7x plus 6
upon 3x.
So we just have to find whether this is injective or not.
Surjective, yes, sir.
Okay. So where is f defined from?
So f is defined for all real numbers.
Real to real, is it?
Yes, sir.
For this particular things, how you will approach this?
Yes, sir.
See this thing. This thing can be simplified. As correct. Or okay, you no need to simplify it. Simplify it at all. Just follow my process. Okay? So we know for 1 to 1, different inputs should give me different outputs. Right? Correct?
Right, sir.
Should give me different outputs. So what I will do is, I will take two different inputs. I say x1, x2. Okay? If my x1 is not equal to x2, I will try to come up. See, what I will do is, I will try to bring f of x1 is also not equal to f of x2. So if my inputs are different, if I can get that my output will be different, then it will be a one-to-one. See how I am doing it. Just look at how I am doing it. Okay? So what I will do is, yeah, 7 by 3 plus 6 by x. So what I will do is, if x1 is not equal to x2, then we know that reciprocal of it will also be not equal. This is true. If this is true, is this true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ऐसा ही बोल रहे कि you know this is true.
No, sir. I understood it, but different inputs that creates problem
Okay,
with me.
different
That
inputs matlab, I took one x1, one I'm not okay. I take 2 and I take 3 as my inputs. Inputs matlab this particular set, इसमें numbers. So whatever the x values I can input into this function, those are inputs. Okay. So without mentioning explicitly 2, 3, I just take x1 is one input, x2 is one input. So x1, if I substitute, my output is 7x1 plus 6 by 3x1, where these two are real numbers. These two are coming from this set, this particular set. X1 and x2 are coming from this set. Okay. So if I substitute x1 in this function, my output is 7x1 plus 6 by 3x1. If I substitute x2, it will be 7x2 plus 6 by 3x2. Okay, these x1 and x2 are input values. So if I know that these two input values are different, that means these two input values are not equal, then I should be able to get this thing. this particular value is not equal to this particular value. If I can able to bring this, then that particular function is one-to-one function. So how to bring that is just follow these process. So you know this x1 not equals to x2. If x1 is not equal to x2, then 1 by x1 will not be equal to 1 by x2. Similarly, if I multiply 6 on both sides, 6 by x1 will not be equal to 6 by x2. And just add 7 by 3 to the both sides, it will not be equal to, it will not be equal. And just do this, 7x1 plus, just multiply 2 to it. Like this, you take two different inputs, just try to come up with, just try to bring, we will be getting two different outputs. So you will get like this. So that means this is nothing but f of x1 and this is nothing but f of x2. So if my inputs are different, x1 and x2, two different inputs, matlab two different real numbers, if I input into my function, I am going to get two different real numbers, which is f of x1 and f of x2. These are different. If this is different, this will be different.
And sir, when
I
we
can
talk
get
about
it like this. This will be one-to-one function.
and sir, when we talk about inputs, do we consider 0 as one input here?
0 is also, see, okay. Here 0 is not an input because the domain is r minus 0. See 0, if I input 0, then f of 0 is not well defined, or f of 0 will not be a real number. It is not defined. Not defined hoga, and 0 will not come in the domain. Okay.
Okay, sir. And how to check surjectivity for it?
Surjectivity, as of now, you don't. Are there any questions like this? In this week में नहीं होगा शायद. You will get to know. You will get to know how we.
Sir, I have a small doubt, a general one. Sir, our qualified math questions will be based on graded assignments or what?
See, it's a mix-up of activity questions, practice assignment, graded assignment.
Okay,
Everything will be there.
okay.
Easy questions will be there, medium will be there, difficult will be
Okay, okay, okay.
there. Okay.
Yeah, right, sir.
We
Thank
have
you.
surjectivity and bijectivity. We have to check for it in the graded assignment too.
Graded assignment?
Yes.
Which question is that? Graded assignment में तो नहीं है.
Practice assignment. Practice assignment.
Practice assignment. No. Which question is that? See, whatever I said, this even these things also you will see in week 5. Okay, this particular thing, how to prove one-to-one. See, there is a separate week on this functions, one-to-one functions, exponential functions. When we deal with exponential functions, we will see in detail about onto one-to-one. Okay. As of now, क्या होता है पता है? As of now, how you define domain and see how you classify one-to-one and onto based on the contradictions which we have discussed earlier. So try to come up with one real number which is in the codomain but not in the range. I saw. If you can come up like that, it will not be an onto.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I said, bring up some contradiction. If you are able to bring up contradiction, then it will not be one-to-one, it will not be onto. If you are unable to bring the contradiction, just check for the basic first 4, 5 natural numbers and everything. Then and there itself you will get to know. Yeah, onto है कि नहीं. ऐसा. One है कि नहीं और onto है.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. In that case, we will meet on the next class.
Okay, sir.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
Wonderful session.
Thank you. Okay, have a good day.